That was.
Hello?
This music is so epic. I don't understand.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're awesome. Yeah.
What a banger.
Guys, I'm thinking about spending the $25 to upgrade all this stuff.
Right?
I'm really thinking about it.
They can hear this or not.
Boom! Okay, everybody, welcome to our third episode of Stud Buds. To my right, we have Bricking Up Brad. Down in the corner, we have Matt Mellish. Below me, we have the Real Lego Man Productions. All of us are TikTokers. We all love Lego, and we love to talk about it. And today, we have a special guest, and his name is Todd Hall.
Welcome, guys.
Buddy.
Welcome.
So I'm Todd, Lego Adventure, right?
Yes, it's Todd's Lego Journey is my username. I should have put that on there.
Todd's Lego Journey. That's amazing. That's deep.
Yes.
That's intense.
It's long too. I've been wanting to change it, but I just haven't come up with the
at least it's not as long as this guy's.
I want to make a fake account that is called the fake Lego Man Production.
There's one that's the Real Lego Girl Production.
Oh,
we got to team them up. No.
it's meant to be with you.
Yeah, how old is she? We can get her in contact with you.
It's probably a guy.
Let's put it on the show.
By the way,
Your
Todd,
little brother?
on the right here, you can see there's something called private chat and comments. The comments are what people are putting into the stream and talking to us. So
Yes. How's it going, everyone from Brick Blaze?
Guys, this sounds terrible. I never knew the comment section was there.
I didn't either until three weeks into doing this. And then who was it? I said it, and then Julian was like, "What are we? Aren't you a computer major?"
I never knew. I knew private chat, obviously, but I never realized. Wow, I'm such an idiot.
What
wow.
up, boys? I'm doing good though. I found my cat. I'm just gonna put this out there because I'm happy about.
Yeah,
this.
I know, Blaze. I know.
Yo, Todd. Everyone's saying hi to Todd. That's great.
Hey guys,
Yes.
how's it going?
Get Todd up here.
Yeah, why is Matt right there?
All
Stop using our clout, okay? They're gonna realize that. I saw Dave Morgan there.
Okay, so do you want to start bottom up, Matt, with your questions? You usually ask a lot of good questions.
Let's do top down.
Brad's been thinking about things a lot
Okay.
lately.
Yeah, just flip the spinner.
You can see that we're so unorganized. We all hop in here and just like, let's have fun.
It's just a conversation. We're just enjoying our time.
You guys need to get one of those wheels that you like spin and just
Yes!
put the questions on there.
Yeah.
And then after you've asked it, you pull the question off so you don't get it again.
my
And then you just spin
I
it again.
starting
I will
off the
buy
show,
that.
I think it's a good time to talk about our Discord server that's coming out. Because just for everyone to know,
I'm gonna buy. So what I have is I've seen on Amazon. It's like
Give him an idea.
But
Yeah.
instead of pulling it out, it's like a whiteboard. So if you're the guest this week or someone else is the guest, we can think of different questions and we can write it on there. And then be like, question time, fire!
I kind of love that.
Just go so epic and so hard with it. Like,
Beautiful.
oh my God, I'm going to buy that. That's perfect. Thank you, Todd.
Yeah, no
Yes,
problem.
I like this. We need to bring him back now just for that brilliant idea.
Come back, Todd.
Just to let everyone know, though, in our chat, even though I am the duck right now, so something really cool. We made a Discord server so you guys could submit questions that we talk to each other about, and we'll kind of let you guys know when we're having guests on, so you can ask them, like put questions in there to ask them. We're making a whole thing. Thanks to Ethan for setting that up, though, and we're gonna get that live out. I'm pretty sure it's in most of our link trees now. I'd at least know me, Ethan's, and Zane's. I don't know about Matt.
I'm in the Discord. I am in it. I'm not always active on Discord. I have the best Discord community in my Discord, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not always in there. And that's
It is on
okay.
your link tree, though, so people that follow you can find it.
Yeah, I'll put it in my link tree. I will do it.
But yeah, so our Discord is live now, so you guys can get all Stud Buds updates, and you guys can start joining whenever you want. So we're just letting you guys know about that. But now on to interviewing Todd. So you want to put him back, Zane?
I didn't know when you're done talking.
Hot seat. There we go.
I know I have a beautiful face, but
Okay, so we'll let the duck start with the question.
so like how long have you been doing Lego content creation now? So like you started doing I know you have Bricklink, and you started doing TikTok because a bunch of big TikTokers scouted you out to get your Bricklink into that link tree. Not into your bio. So like how did this all start for you? Where did this all begin?
So at least in terms of like Lego content and producing that, about 2 months, maybe a month, 2 months. What is it? December? Yeah, I started in October.
Oh, okay.
So that's when my content started. I mean, I've been in Lego obviously way longer than that, but yeah, it was just kind of one of those things. I was like, you know what? I don't really care for Instagram too much. I don't really care for Facebook too much. And I started getting on TikTok, and I found Epic Bricks and found a few others and was going through, and I was just like, I think I could do this. This would be a lot of fun. So I hopped on, and that was kind of what started me into the actual Lego content of it all.
Nice.
Awesome.
So then you talk about Lego. Where did your whole Lego journey begin? Did you have a dark age of Lego, if you know what that is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I would have been first introduced to Lego when I was like 4 years old. My parents got me the Duplo blocks. Had a ton of those. And we used to have one of those huge tubs completely full of Duplo blocks. And then by the time I was about maybe 6 years old, my parents got me started on the Jack Stone sets, if you guys know what those are. And
sounds really familiar.
Those ones are like, I have a minifig right here, just a sec. So it is oh freak, never mind. Okay, I thought I could find it. So it's one of those figs that doesn't pull apart. Yeah, the legs stick together, they're longer.
Oh, okay.
And they're like kind of the hybrid between a minifigure and a Duplo. It would be the equivalent of what they call the junior sets now. And so that my parents, like at that point, Lego wasn't too big or anything. My parents were like, hey, we'll get them all the sets. So like slowly I started collecting those between like birthday and Christmas and everything. And I like basically had the whole series, and I was like, wow, this is awesome, cool toy. And then after that, Lego started exploding and started becoming big. And I just kept getting stuff because I was like, hey, like there's some cool dino sets, and there's some cool racer sets, and there's some cool Bionicles. And so I just like kept getting them for birthday and for Christmas, and anytime I got a little spending money, I'd buy some there. Or like after we'd go to the dentist, instead of getting ice cream, I'd convince my mom to go get me a Lego set.
That sounds like the best deal ever.
Yeah, beautiful. And so like it just grew until I don't know what I was like. Probably about 10 or 11 years old, and I'd collected quite a few Lego sets and really enjoyed them, but I was starting to grow out of it a little bit, and so it like started to dwindle. And at that point I was like, oh, I'm too cool, I'm not going to keep buying Lego. But I didn't get rid of my Lego, which was a really good thing. And so I was out of it for probably 3-4 years or so, and they during that time had released the Taj Mahal set, like the first time around. And I'd get the magazines with the the shopping where it showed you all of the catalog. That's what it's called.
Did you get Brickmaster magazine?
I never signed up for Brickmasters, but I did get like all the other magazines.
Hey, Brick Blaze.
Was it Brickmasters? What was
Brickmasters? Yeah, that was the Lego magazine. It came with like certain polybag sets, like mini Republic
gunship you built. I actually got one of those because a friend gave it to me because they got 2 of them one day.
Nice. I was just wondering. I feel like sometimes I'm the only one who ever had those. That's why I was wondering. Anyways,
I wanted to, but yeah. Sorry.
No, I wanted to do those, but my parents wouldn't pay for that part. And I mean, you didn't even have to pay for like the Lego magazine, obviously, but my parents wouldn't pay for it, and they're like, you have to spend your own money on it. I was like, I just want to buy Lego sets. I'm not going to pay for the subscription.
Guys, and Todd, if you're not following Brick Smith, he is a big supporter of all of us. He's brought us all together. Brick Smith and Brick Blaze, those two have their own podcasts on Sunday nights and Monday nights. And if you're not following them on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, go check them out. They're freaking awesome. Great.
All of you guys should be doing that.
Everybody should go follow them. I'm sorry, I wanted to take a moment and let you guys know about them.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, no, I follow them on TikTok. I love their stuff on TikTok. I don't follow a lot of people on a lot of other social media because I don't get on it too much, but I'll have to go find the podcast and check it out because that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Beautiful.
But yeah, so that was kind of my dark age, though, was when the Taj Mahal came out, was released. At the same time, there was the Carousel set, if you know what that set was.
Yeah, we know what that set is.
Yeah.
We have a friend who's been building it for like 10 live streams in a row right now. So
I have no idea what it is.
it's the one Canadian Papa Bear keeps building.
Yeah. So it's a cool set. But anyway, those two were released at that time, and that was my dark age. I was too cool for it. Well, I still had the catalog laying around that had those two in it, and I'd say I was about 14 years old at this point. I came across it again. I was like, what the heck? I'm going to open this catalog just for the fun of it. I was super bored. Didn't have anything going on. So I flipped open the catalog, and I was just looking at the sets, and they were sitting in there. I was like, dang, these are some pretty cool sets. Like, the Taj Mahal is just, like, massive, and the Carousel's got a lot of cool color and just, like, a fun set. And I was like, I'd love to get those. So I looked them up on Lego. I was like, what are the chances? Because I know Lego keeps the bigger sets for a little bit longer. So I was like, maybe they got them. I checked them, and they didn't have them. And I was kind of mad. So I was like, well, I can go check eBay. I can go check elsewhere. So I started checking elsewhere. And both of them were going for about $1,000 at that time.
Oh.
And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I was like, obviously I didn't have that kind of money at that time. So I was like, I'm not buying them. But I realized there was money in Lego. And I've grown up in a household where it's like business is like a big talk. My dad's had a lot of different businesses. He's an accountant. It's just the thing that him and I bond over. So I've talked business for a long time with him. And I was like, dang, there's money in this. And if nothing else, I could invest in it. And worst case scenario, I don't lose money on it. I can just like keep reinvesting in Lego sets that I like. So that's what brought me back was the Taj Mahal set and then the Carousel. And then I just started looking at sets that I liked and just kept collecting from there. And then I have had a few periods where I've like stopped buying. I was out of the country for 2 years. And during that time, I didn't buy any just because I was focused on a bunch of other stuff. And then also there's been periods through college where I haven't bought quite as much just because it's like I need to focus on my studying. And now at this point, I'm like, screw studying.
Yeah. That's the point I'm at right now.
So out of your entire building career, from the first set to the most recent set, which one, if you like, say there's a fire, if you had to run out of your house with one set, doesn't have to be the biggest, what set would you run out of your house with?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I would.
That is a really good question, Zane.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
I got a lot of sets I like. So one of them I really love is the
Saturn V.
The Ninjago Temple right there. Not the Saturn V. I let the Saturn V burn. I'm so tired of seeing it. Like, don't get me wrong, it was fun to build, but the Saturn V, like, I used to work at this TV broadcasting building, and there's a bunch of engineers in there, and like every single one of them had the Saturn V. And I was like, guys, there are other Lego sets, but they're all like, no, we gotta get the Saturn V.
That's the adult Lego set. That's what the big kids can get.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I even see that on TikTok because there's some like TikTokers who aren't like really Lego not creators, but like they do a lot of Lego, like they do Lego stuff once in a while, and they're engineering students and they all own Saturn V's, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, it's huge with the engineers. And so I have a lot of friends that are engineers too, so I'm just tired of seeing it. So it would probably be one of my last sets I grab. Like if it came down to it, only one set burned, it'd probably let that one burn.
Well, we know that Ethan's would be his little robot dude or the Republic gunship.
Well, what would be yours, Ethan? I want to know everyone's answer on this.
I would grab my Mox Thin sets. But
really? Even over the Republic guns?
I've spent way too much money on parts in the last 3 years than on sets.
That's fair.
Just make all your sets into one big mock, and then
what I would do is
take the whole mock with you.
What I would do is get a trash bag, and I would just shove everything in there.
That's not the question. You don't have time.
You don't have time.
What if we already have our sets in trash bags, though? Can we just take
and you have the bag and go. Yes, that's fair. But you don't have time to get a bag, do the whole waft thing, get some air in there, then go find the Legos, then put them, and then run. No,
Well, then I'm set right now, man. I got a lot of sets and trash bags still.
well, then you get one bag. Then you get one trash bag. You don't get multiple bags.
See,
And we
my
know
question
Matt to be the
is-
Death Star. We all know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, I have, the Mos Eisley Cantina is on the way, thanks to my beautiful girlfriend who found it in New York City. So props to her.
Oh, you can buy it then.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. She carried that thing from New York City in the middle of the city to back to her apartment for 45 minutes walking. And plus the Christmas Carol set and another poly bag. No, and the brick. There was a play bag and the buildable brick.
Dude, you better
Three
marry
sets.
that girl.
I know. Right?
She's a keeper.
She's amazing. But I told her, if you're at the Lego store and you see it, it'd be great. I'll pay you back. She was kind enough to walk the 45 minutes there and back. Crazy.
See, Matt, but you can't build it till I get mine. We'll build ours together. We'll do what Brick Smith does. So I'm getting
It'd be
mine.
fun.
We'll
I'd be
do
down.
what Brick Smith does. We'll build it together.
Beautiful.
Ethan,
But yeah, right now it'll be the Death Star. Right.
what would it be? Okay, so mine's different. Mine would be a pain in the ass. So mine would be my UCS Falcon.
Yep.
Not because the size or the price of it, but I've told you guys the story behind the Falcon.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's your favorite set too. Like,
Well, it is my favorite set because it's iconic. It's huge. It's amazing. My father passed away, and the last Lego set he ever saw me build was the UCS Falcon. So that's the set I could never give up, ever. And it's also used to be the biggest. So, I mean,
It's still the biggest in your
It's a
heart.
win-win. You get
Yeah.
both.
That's beautiful. I like that.
If I had to
Okay.
pick a set, it would probably be one of the gunships. I don't know.
Which
they-
one? Which one, Ethan?
Which one is the more
One.
expensive one? I don't know. The 08 or 2013?
I mean,
2013.
08, I think, because it's older.
Well, it depends if you're going to resell it or if it was the original price.
True.
I don't know. Let's ask this guy, Mr. Buying and Selling over here. Todd, what do you think? Which is more expensive?
Which one of the Star Wars gunships?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2013 or 2008.
I don't know for sure, but I guess probably 2008. Generally, the years usually went out.
Yeah.
I think if you had minifigures with it too, no, that one came with Cody, not Rex. So I mean, yeah.
It's still, yeah.
I-
There were
yeah.
two sets with Cody. That and the Geno
Yes.
Starfighter.
Yes.
The 08 one has simpler parts on it, though. Where would they be cheaper to buy on Bricklink? The piece
True.
parts?
I don't know.
I guess
Fair.
the question is, what minifigures did they come with? Because like, if they came with exclusive minifigures, both of them came with exclusive minifigures, and they weren't really in any other set, the 2008 would win hands down, just because
2008 had more exclusive minifigures because we got another Cody after that, but we didn't we got
Central.
Padme, that special Padme outfit,
Padme?
and then we
Padme?
Brad, it's Padme.
Padme, and then we got the episode 2 clone too. That's the red.
Yes.
I got all three of them here.
Yeah, and then it came with a red clone trooper.
Mhm.
Hey, Brad, really quick. How do I make somebody a moderator?
Oh, you right click on their name. I'm pretty sure you might have to go to YouTube to do it.
True, probably, huh?
Well, you figure that out. I'll finish answering my question if you want.
Yeah.
To.
Sure. I also have another question for you once you answer that one.
Yeah, I'll just answer real quick. So it's either this one, the Ninjago Temple with the Ninjago dragons, or the UCS Marvel Helicarrier, which I do not have built. That one fell apart and is a bit of a mess right now.
Which
Or-
helicarrier though?
The UCS one, the huge
Okay,
one,
okay.
Oh,
The mini
Not
one?
the, not the
mini figs?
not the really
Yeah.
crappy one.
the massive one. Or the third one would be, I don't know if you guys know the Oriental Expedition series. They had an Asian monastery temple thing with that one. I don't remember what it's called now.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That one, I just have like a special memory attached to it because I remember as a kid, I went to Legoland and I saw it on display in the Lego store there, and I really wanted to buy it, but my little kid brain was like, I can get more sets, or I can just buy that one, and so I didn't buy that one, and I had to go back later and buy it for way more than obviously what it was selling for at that time.
Okay, so what does your family think, or do you have any other family members that build with you as well? So it's kind of a two-part question.
So my little brothers will build with me, but it's more just because they like to do stuff with me. There's like a 10-year gap between me and my two little brothers. And so they just kind of like enjoy doing whatever I like doing. My sisters, are pretty just indifferent. They think I'm a little bit crazy sometimes. They're like, you're a closet nerd. That's what they call me.
I'm out of the closet, dang it.
Because I don't really like talk about it a ton with my friends most of my friends aren't interested in Lego.
What? And they ain't real friends.
I know. Well, that's part of the reason why they've never been like super close, because I've never had a ton of stuff to talk about with.
Get the Lego stuff, jeez.
But
I mean, I can't say much about the family thing now because I'm buying all my siblings. So that one tech deck I made where I kept pulling out the Lego sets, each of those is for a different family member, brother, because they're all having kids. And I'm like, well, I gotta get them started now because they all used to love Lego. So
yeah.
And then Duplo for my nephew, of course.
Okay.
You meant Lego
Ethan?
sets. I would say my family supports with. Is that the still same question?
It's your turn to ask a question.
It's your turn to ask a question.
It's your turn, Ethan.
Ethan, do we need to hold your hand through this the whole thing?
Yes.
Good night.
Again,
they're gonna start putting the questions on the screen, like hold them up for you. Be like, Ethan, read this. Teleprompter.
Hey, he's the child here. Okay, we can't judge him too harshly.
We take good care of them. We have to.
I know. Do you need to take a nap now, Ethan?
It's Okay. What is your favorite Lego piece?
My favorite Lego piece.
Wow, that's unique. That's awesome.
I almost got kicked out of this call, guys. My computer just gave me a notification that I have 10% battery left, but I had actually unplugged it. So I saved it. We're good. We're good.
We are safe.
My favorite Lego piece. Ooh.
Like the 2x1 clear flat plate, like the 2x2, the 2x4, 2x6, 1x8, the whole entire. I'm just
I know the pieces. Don't worry.
I don't know. I'm just talking about here.
I like this one.
You like this knot? Those ones are good for mocks. Like those save lives. I had what one was it? I'd seen it just the other day. It was a unique piece. I was like,
what's that one called that you just showed?
Modified
1x1 with a stud on the side. I think a headlight break is the one with the but that's just a 1x1 with a stud on the side. I guess, I don't know.
So we're finding good uses for those.
The question is, does minifigure pieces count too? Because that can make it more complicated.
Any piece.
Any piece? Oh, then I'd probably hands down would be Samakai, who is of course too far back there. Let me grab him.
Samakai? Anybody know what Samakai is? Is that a Brad? He didn't even hear me.
Oh.
Whoa, what in the world is that?
Okay, I know what that is.
I don't know why, but I've just like been obsessed with this figure. I think he's super cool. I mean, there's a ton of other minifigures I really love, but I just love the skeleton piece of it. And I'm not even that big into skeletons, really. So,
okay. So for me, my question for now, I don't know. We can always go again if anybody has any more questions. I love I actually really do like the name of your account, your Lego journey, and you kind of laid it out for us in the beginning, which is really cool. For me, it's been tied to Star Wars in a way where my love for Star Wars and my love for Lego have been interwoven throughout my life. And so I've had like unique experiences because of that, especially growing up in middle school through high school. And it was part of why I had like a gray age of not liking Lego. And I was mildly bullied in middle school for what I enjoyed, being a nerd. What was your experience like growing up with Lego? You also said that you don't have a ton of friends who also like it. So have you gotten any sort of judgment because of that? Or how has it been like dealing with that throughout your life?
So if I've gotten judgment, I guess I haven't really noticed it. I've been pretty blessed. But at the same time, I also avoided this subject for a really long time. It's most of the time growing up, I'd just be like, oh yeah, it's something I have. Like if people would bring it up and talk about it, then I would talk about it.
You avoided the Lego subject as a whole? Okay,
Like,
I know like the bullying subject or the Lego subject.
Oh no. Yeah, sorry, the Lego subject. So like I just wouldn't talk about it much with my friends. And there's been a lot of times too, I've told my friends like, oh yeah, I got a Lego collection. They're like, yeah, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty big. And like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then a few of them get to see it because like I've done a few TikTok videos on, it's honestly only about half of my collection. I still haven't found time and space to pull out the rest. And people see it and they're like, oh, holy crap. That's a ton.
You get the money question a lot. Like, how much have you spent on it?
Oh my gosh.
I've gotten it a little bit, and I honestly couldn't tell you, but I know I've spent tons of thousands of dollars on Lego through my life.
So has Matt and Brad and Ethan somewhat.
No, I think he spent more, quite frankly, on
because he's selling it too. So
yeah.
That's
it's
epic.
funny though, because you talk about like people judging for Lego and like having it in your room, and people walking in and seeing it and be like, oh my gosh. It's even weirder when you have people come to work on your house and your room's right next to the breaker.
Yes.
And they walk through your room and they're like, wow, this is really cool in here. And I'm like, they think I'm a child. Like, I understand.
When the cable guy came to my house, he had to like hook something up to my TV. It was just the way our house was wired. And he was like trying to get past all of these shelves. And I'm like, I will move it for you. You don't have to be afraid. Like, I will take care of it. Don't worry.
Not me. I'd be like, don't touch a damn just look, I will move it.
Especially the way you had your Falcon sitting there for so long.
Okay, hey, the Falcon has been moved.
Thank God.
We don't talk about how the Falcon used to be.
Did you ever see that? When Zane used to have his Falcon just leaning up against the wall kind of type thing.
Okay, so
Wait. No. It wasn't leaning. It was just sitting on the top shelf, and some of the legs were just sticking off the
The
side.
landing gear was on the edge.
Do you follow me on TikTok?
Yeah, I do. I follow all you guys on TikTok.
Videos and anything like that? How long have you been following me?
Wow,
that was a very arrogant question.
You've been following me.
Okay.
I don't actually know, but I found out you guys probably about a month ago. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, roughly
3 or 4 months ago, I needed to get the Falcon off of the box, and I wanted to put it on a shelf. So I went to the store and bought this 16-inch wide shelf. I was like, that's got to be big enough. I didn't measure it like a good carpenter would, like I am. Duh. And so I bought it, I installed it, and I go to put it up there, and the landing gear are about 17 inches edge to edge, and then the landing gear themselves are about that wide. So if this pin represents the edge of the shelf, this is how much farther it was overhanging off. Like one sneeze, and that and the Star Destroyer are coming down in a heartbeat. And not 2 months earlier than that, we had an earthquake here. My lightsabers fell off the wall and crushed my my Star Destroyer. So it was just an accident waiting to happen. So I had to go buy a bigger shelf. And then I also put it up against the window. So it's like in the window on the shelf. So there's like plenty of room. No issues.
I'm glad to hear you like to live life on the edge a little bit.
Live it risky. That's how we got to do it around here.
And then my second part to that question, and it's a little personal, so you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But I remember when my girlfriend from high school came over to my house to see, like, just to hang out, and then her walking in the room to see my Lego. Like, have you had any like really funny interactions with people? Like, or you know the typical person that says, "Oh, you like Lego, you're an adult. How are you ever going to get a girlfriend?" Like, what's your response to those individuals?
So like kind of like I mentioned earlier, I've just for a long time really avoided it, and I've always kind of had it in the context of it's business for me, but it's also a huge collection. Like I code it with, hey, this is business. So
you can't deny your passion. You can't deny it. Yeah.
But like at the same time, I'm like, but I do collect it, and they just, it's hard to like give them that. Like most people I talk with, they really just can't grasp how much Lego I have and how many hours I've spent with Lego. I mean, I probably spent like 7,000 hours at this point with Lego. And so, yeah, a lot of times, I mean, there's been a few interactions. I can think of one time. I mean, the girls I've dated in the past, they've known, but most of them have just been like, whatever. Most of them too also hadn't seen my collection because while I've been in college until like what was it, 2 weeks ago, right before Thanksgiving. That's when I went and picked up my collection. It's been in storage for the last few years. And so people have only seen like 3 or 4 sets that I own, and they're just like, oh, okay, yeah, he's got some Lego sets. And then now, like, if anybody came, they'd be like, oh, okay.
I understand. That makes more sense now. I didn't realize that it was in storage for that long. That makes sense.
But that was only a few years. But there was one time I took a friend down. So like, I guess I got to give a little more context to the story. So my family used to live in southern Utah.
Okay.
Hey, I'm from Utah.
Yeah, I live in Orem right now. So
whoa.
I was gonna say I'm not very far from you.
You can't broadcast it like you didn't just say what you just said.
Who knows where you live? That's really funny.
I'm in West Jordan right now. You're telling me you're flat out and wait a minute.
Yeah.
Guys, he's like
maybe 45 minutes for me, if that.
Yeah. We gotta.
You're gonna get that by Dave now. I hope you know that.
I'm walking over.
Man.
I'll go unlock the door for you. Don't worry.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I guess to put that context in, my family lived in southern Utah for a while, and that's where it had been stored. And my dad. How do I tell this story so it's short? Because it's very complicated.
Do what you can.
I've lived in a lot of places. So we used to have a house down there, obviously living there. We had it up for sale, so we moved everything out of it. But my dad has a business down there still that he runs a lot of things out of. And so I was just keeping them in storage there. Literally had them on, like, if you go into, say, like Walmart, the shelves, like I have a whole aisle covered in my sets. And so that was just designated for me. My dad's like, we're not using the area right now. Go ahead and just store it there. It's not a big deal. And so that was during my period in college and right before college. That was where it had been stored. And one time this is why I'm bringing it up. So one time I went down there to go visit some friends, and I took a friend with me, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to like, it was kind of like, it was my nerdy obsessed moment where I was like, I got to go check on my Lego. I wasn't grabbing Lego sets or anything. I was just like, I got to make sure it's still there and like see my baby.
Dad hasn't actually sold it. Like
I was like over there, like half wanting to just caress the boxes. I mean, I wasn't really, but it just like a little bit of dust. Mentally, that was my feeling towards it. It was just like, I got to go make sure it's still there. And
be in 40 minutes. Okay, cool.
So I went in and I was like, I had my friend with me. I was like, hey, come on in. And he's like, you sure you can come in? Because it was like after hours, the building was closed. I had a key to it, obviously. And I was like, yeah, come on in. It's not a big deal. And so he comes in. I was like, you can come see my Lego collection. And so I show it to him. And he like walks in. I have to take him back through the building and get back to the back shelf where I'm keeping it, or well, shelves, because it's a lot. And he's like expecting to see like a couple boxes or whatever. He's like, oh, this will be fun. Like, what sets do you have? And then he like gets around the corner and sees it. And he's like, his jaw just drops. He's like,
what sets do you don't have?
and then he was like, how much money have you spent on this? And like, the other thing is too, and I always put this like carefully, I've come from a pretty blessed family. So, I mean, I've had a lot, obviously like Lego is expensive and like, but I have amassed my collection over the years. So it's not like it just like instantly went and bought it just because I had a ton of money or anything.
Sure.
But like to my friend too, he also didn't realize like, hey, it's literally basically the only toy I've ever owned. And so he came from a family that wasn't quite as blessed financially, at least. And he was just like, I thought you were like well off before, but holy crap. And I was like, oh, no, buddy. like I've collected this over a long time.
And I think that's a lot of things that people don't realize. So like I've been collecting for 13 years now, and I wouldn't say I have a massive Lego collection, but it's the more I look at it, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's technically considered a big Lego collection. There's like other people though, like, like Slego on TikTok where you're like, oh crap, that's a big Lego collection. Like, and that's like other creators that I met. But it's just like, people are like, oh my gosh, how much money you spent on it? And I was like, oh yeah, I've spent a lot this year on it, but I've collected for 13 years. So it's like,
context matters.
Zane's cringing because he started his collection this year.
Which I have to say, Zane, it's because of Slago that I know you were in West Jordan, just in case you were like getting all creeped out. So Slago and I are good buds, and he was like, he'd seen one of your posts, and you had it tagged on Instagram as being in West Jordan. He was like, "Hey, you two need to hook up or like get together or whatever." Like, not hook up in that way. Oh, bad choice of words. Bad choice of
your wife
words.
might
Is
get
there
mad.
something you didn't tell us?
Guys, let me tell you right now. It's something I've been meaning to tell you, but I haven't had the time or the heart to. And then Todd being here, he's just ensured me, gave me that confidence to tell you. I haven't been collecting for 13 years. I've only been collecting since February of this year. Just so everybody's aware.
I've known that. I still have a problem where I go into like a store. Like I went to TJ Maxx recently. I found a hidden side set for like $4 off, and I was like, "Oh, you know what? Like it's on sale. It's a bit of an older set. You know, I'm just gonna pick this up." Like, even though I was just at the Lego store, like to pick up like Christmas presents for my family, and I'm like, "Oh, I plan on going back there." Like, it's bad.
So, Todd, where can everybody find you? So,
Yes.
are you on TikTok? Are you on YouTube, Twitch,
Like,
Instagram?
What are your platforms that you're on?
Do you have a link tree that you could grab and throw into the chat? Because everyone in here needs to go follow you on any of your social medias. They need to go check out Matt, Brad, the Real Lego Man Productions. Obviously not me. I make horrible content, but definitely
Agreed.
Todd, Matt. The other four, great content. Great builders, great everything. Todd, huge collector. Buying, selling. He's
Wheeling and dealing.
Wheeling and dealing. He's like the mafia of the Lego world. You know, that's what it is. Brad's known for his making fun of Matt and Matt's videos. Matt drops the Death Star frequently. Ethan makes amazing.
Frequently.
Wait, how have me and Matt become connected now? I'm always one who reacts to like Ethan's videos. I just try to beat up Matt once in a while, you know?
Yeah,
Also,
Brad, I hate you so much.
I know, right? Screw you, brother.
I need to separate you two young ladies.
Right. It was hilarious though, because I made a video recently, Matt, when he was talking about his $50 gift card to Walmart.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I was like, you know, you just gotta come visit me, man, because people don't know, like, we're actually kind of not that far away from each other. Not as close as those two, but
not as close as me and Todd.
everyone was like, yes, let's go.
right.
And I was like,
Hey, I do have a question for Todd, though, if that's okay.
Yeah,
yes, go
This
for it.
might be personal,
go for it.
and you don't have to answer it at all. If you don't.
I have yet to come across a question I don't feel like I'm comfortable answering. So try
Are
me.
you LDS?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So, fun fact: I built a temple in Baton Rouge.
Did you?
I did.
That's
And it was
awesome.
amazing. It was gorgeous. The celestial room, the ceiling room. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, architecture 101, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Yeah. There's some beautiful buildings. In fact, like the Salt Lake City Temple. I mean, not to get too far onto this, but the Salt Lake City Temple. I've seen at my school. I'm at BYU,
Yeah.
and there's a big Lego mock of the Salt Lake City Temple that I'm actually going to be posting a video on relatively soon.
That's freaking awesome.
Just because, I mean, it's like whether I don't care what religion you are, it's an awesome mock. It's like massive. It's super cool. I was like, dang, this thing is awesome.
Well, and the story behind the temple, I mean, like, again, if you're not part of the religion, that's fine, whatever. But if you ever look into the story of how it was built and what it took to build that building, when it was built, the Salt Lake City Temple and the Manti Temple, those things, I'm just telling you, architecture back then is impressive, because I don't understand how buildings back then can still be standing, but I built something a month ago and it falls over. I think engineering would be better, but it's not. I don't understand.
It's like Lego building.
It's like Lego building. I mean, the old
Yep.
stuff, the new stuff, it is what it is. Like Ethan here, he'll last for a long time. He's kind of OG. Matt, you're kind of new to it. I mean, yours might fall over. It is.
I'm sure he's been building.
Okay,
ever
I'll be
since he was
honest
a
though.
kid.
So
I
me and
mean,
Matt were hanging out. What was it, after Monday's stream? And he built the coolest thing, and I'm still sad that I haven't seen that on Instagram.
I'll get there, Brad. Just
Okay.
cool
Because
your
we seriously
jets.
sat 2 hours just trying to teach us a new learning a new building technique out
Yeah.
of 2 pieces, and it started with this weird thing, and then it built into actually something kind of cool.
It
Zane,
was
if you want to
fun.
put us all on,
I'm going right now. Sorry.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Unless you guys want to go first.
let's go.
Todd, so you've been doing this for a little while now. You know, you started your content creation, which is a separate journey from Lego in a way, but it's tied together.
Yeah.
How do you feel about what you're doing on TikTok? Like, is it fun for you? Have you had a good time with it? And then what's your plans for the future? Do you think you'll expand that empire, or what are your thoughts on this social media gig?
So for the most part, I've enjoyed it. It does get a little bit stressful, and it's mainly just because I have a ton of stuff going on in my life. Like I have a really hard time. I've got 1.5 years left of school, but I've already been in school for 4 years at this point. And so I just want to be done with school. But at the same time, I know I need to pass still. I don't want to have to retake classes, or else I'll be here longer. And so it can get really stressful sometimes, because I'm like, hey, I really enjoy making the videos. I enjoy building Lego. I enjoy doing that stuff. But it gets really hard because it's like, I also need to focus on school, and I need to focus on a few other responsibilities, just like general life responsibilities, like, making sure dishes get done and stuff, or so I can actually eat. And life so that part gets really hard, but at the same time, I've absolutely loved it. And it's one of those things that most of the time it comes first. I do get a little bit stressed sometimes, because there'll be some days I'm like, okay, it just doesn't seem to be going as well. And then I have to remind myself, I'm like, my brain, I get so many things going on at once that I'll have to remind myself, it's like, oh, it's only been a day. Like, a lot can happen outside. Like, I'm focusing on a day. And like, in terms of things going forward, I plan to, I'm really wanting to get onto YouTube and doing more videos on YouTube, but currently, just because of time constraints, it's like, we're just going to stick with TikTok. We'll stay with TikTok for now, and we're going to move to YouTube as soon as we can, which I'm hoping will be during Christmas break, but we'll see. And then also, real quick, to go back, I finally found the link to my link tree because I couldn't find it. I am on TikTok as my main platform. I do have an Instagram. I try to post occasionally, but I'm not very good at posting on it. And that's currently it. But I'm trying to figure out how to actually put this in the chat or the comments. I don't know. Here, I sent this, but I think it just sends it to you guys.
So I can take it. If you put it in the I can put it.
I'll take care of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I hate it because unlike Twitch, you can't put it so that links are below. I guess actually, we need to start putting them in the description, Zane. That's what we need to start doing.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I need to just go through and put it you're right. We need to do that. So also, what I do normally is I'll have YouTube open up in another window on our live stream, and then we can just throw it up there.
You go through there.
I mean, I have a dual monitor display going on here, so so.
But I guess what my a part of that is, if you don't mind me asking, what are you going to school for?
So I've done a lot of things.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, no, it is a good thing, and most of the time it's been business focused to some extent or another. Like I said, business has been a huge part of my life.
Sure.
Now currently, and it is the one that I am sticking with, it's called Experience Design and Management. I was originally just in general business. Then I was looking into possibly doing PT, physical therapy. I tried that and realized that I don't focus well enough in school. Like, I'm smart enough for it. The classes were actually really easy. I didn't like the people in it though. Well enough to keep going forward. So I was like, this isn't my spot. So I left. And like I said, then I moved to this thing that's called Experience Design and Management, which is basically, the way you can think of it is taking goods and services and making them into experiences so that you make more money off of it and capture more money in business. So it'd be like taking corn and making a corn maze. And I actually really want to make a Lego experience specifically tailored to adults and teenagers, because I feel like there's Legoland, which is great. It's cool to go walk through it, but I don't know how recently you guys have been to Legoland, or if you've been to Legoland, but it is so boring. The rides, they suck.
It's not interactive from what I understand. I've never been, but it's just not as hands-on.
Yeah. For kids, it's amazing. It's like whoa. And I was blessed to go a couple of times because of my dad's business trips. And ended up allowing me to go a couple times when I was a kid, and it was like, wow, this is so cool. Yeah. And then I'm like, but as an adult, it sucks. I mean, it's super cool to see the Lego. It's cool to be able to go shop for Lego, but it's just not a fun experience for adults. So I'm like, I want to build something that is interactive for teenagers and adults, because there's obviously a lot of us that are in that period that love it and love to build the sets, but we would go do more with it as well if we could.
Yeah, totally. I love that idea. I love that.
Yeah. I think there are stores that are like that popping up more recently, especially for like Star Wars content and like nerdy culture. Like I know there's like D&D bars right now for like people who are big fans of D&Ds. Like there's a lot of stuff popping up like that, and they're actually really. I mean, not because of COVID right now, they're not great businesses, but they are great businesses when that type of thing isn't happening.
Sure.
Yeah.
In case anyone's wondering, we have my brother right here, one of my brothers. He's cooking in the kitchen.
Yay!
Yay!
Is it ramen?
Cool. I was sent that. I'm sharing it with friends right these days.
I'm gonna sit in front of him so you guys don't have to look at his ugly mug.
Can he sit in front of you then? No.
Oh, wow.
This is seriously the whole stream. We just give each other crap. Like that's what we
Just
do.
shots taken every single 5
No joke,
seconds.
my chair almost tipped over. That was depressing. No! That's not very polite, you little lady.
Oh my goodness.
Zane, we can't even hear him because you're of your new mic.
And
I
we
know,
just
he's
hear
too
like
far
the
away.
background. It's kind of fun. That's the best part. So do you see this as like a full-time gig is what I'm trying to get at? Like, how do you see this going forward in the future?
So yeah, I've actually took a huge gamble on that right now. Once again, gonna have to take a step back to get the picture of the story. This summer, I was working with my friend selling patio furniture. He's owned a business for 3 years now, selling patio furniture, and he's done it by himself for the most part up until this last summer. This last summer, though, things just got to the point he's like, hey, I need a little bit of help. And originally, I was brought on part-time and then quickly became full-time. And it was a blast. It was tons of fun. It gave me a good opportunity to connect with my friend, gave me a good opportunity to grow and learn. But it just like, I realized working with him, it was like in that instance, I realized I was like, I have to work for myself. I just will enjoy it more. I can work for somebody else for a while. If I need to make money, I have the skills. I can do it if I need to, but I would much rather just work for myself. And so I was thinking for a long time, I was like, how am I going to do this? Like, I just want to start some business. It doesn't have to be, I mean, really could be anything. I want to be able to enjoy it though, to some extent. And for a long time I was thinking through it. And then finally it dawned on me, it's like, you idiot, you know Lego really well. You have a bunch of Lego, you can do this. And so I took a gamble, and that was how some of you guys have probably seen it. My very first video on TikTok was made after I invested in, I made a $1,400 purchase in minifigs. And at that time, that was basically the rest of my savings. And then quickly after that, I spent the rest of what I did have on other sets for like investment. And I said, you know what, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to take what I've just bought and I'm going to sell it, make money on Bricklink. I'm very blessed right now to have some very low living costs. Just because I don't actually have to pay for schooling with scholarships and whatnot, but I do. I mean, you still obviously have rent and whatnot. Yeah. But I do have lower living costs than most college students would generally have. So I'm like, I can take this risk, I can make it work, and I have a couple months to make this happen. And so that's what started all. And then I was like, I'm gonna make this work. And then from there, it was like, okay, I can do Bricklink for the rest of my life, but Bricklink isn't just where I want to stay. Bricklink's cool. It's a good way. It's a good source of like regular income, but it's also a ton of work. I don't know if you guys have ever like worked any Bricklink stuff, but
I've met Epic Bricks, and the stuff he's talked about, like the just craziness that goes on with all that is just insane. Like
it's so hard, especially if the Lego's used at all. It's challenging. It takes a lot of time. But I was like, you know what? It's going to happen. So that's what, I mean, from here, it's like, okay, I've still survived. It's been 2 months since I've not worked at all and only been working on this, which I shouldn't say worked at all. I mean, I've worked over full time already on this.
Exactly. Yes. People don't get that. They don't understand that mindset. You and I have a lot in common. We really do. We need to just talk sometime.
We do. But, yeah. So it's like I've survived these 2 months, and I'm like skirting by. Which is one of those things. I'm sure I've seen some of the people on here that are on my TikTok, and I know they've supported me on my Bricklink store, and I have to say thank you, because it's, even if it's just a couple dollar order, like those couple dollars keep me alive for another month. Like I the thing is too, I won't go into debt, like I've refused to spend more than what I have right now. If I get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm going to get in debt, that's at the point where I say, okay, I have to back off and I have to go find a job for at least a couple months before I come back. But right now it's like, I won't go into debt. And so I'm skirting by. It's like spending as little as I can, except on Lego. I'm spending a ton on Lego. And
my advice, get on YouTube. I know it's a lot of work, but over winter, YouTube. I haven't gotten monetized yet, but you need to get there. It could really help you. Trust me.
Well, thank you. Yeah, because it's one of those things like I know in the back of my head, it's like I got to get there, but it's just been one of those things like, I
had the same struggle. I'm on the same page with you. I'm still struggling. It's impossible for me to get a review out because I'm a perfectionist in that way, and I can accept no less. Unfortunately, it's a problem, but getting over those preconceived notions in your own head is half the battle, and we all know that, being on social media and doing what we're doing with TikTok. But I love what you're saying. You haven't, like I said, we have a lot in common.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And I mean, at least you're doing TikTok as well. And like I see you, like, you know, you'll talk about some of your TikTok orders you've done, and not you know, Lego orders and Bricklink. You know, the people buying from you, because it also makes people want to buy from you. Because like I've seen it kind of with Epic Brick. It's like it doesn't make you this you know, bad person who's just selling Lego, like, you know, behind a black curtain, being like, am I going to rip you off or not? Like, no, like
the people that go and buy all the 501st battle packs or whatever.
I did see that some people did the messing around video with me, and I was like, I'm gonna stream right now. I don't care.
Are you streaming right now while we're doing this, Brad?
Huh?
Are you streaming right now?
No. People, you know where they take a video of them unfollowing and following your account of doing that type of thing. I've seen 2 videos already of people doing that, and I'm just like, I'm gonna stream right now. I don't care.
Oh, you're in the stream. Okay.
Finally, I did hit 9K though, which is really awesome.
Well, congrats, Brad. You deserve it, man. Okay, guys. So we are getting down to about the last 10 minutes of the show.
Yes.
Todd, just want to say that you are absolutely amazing. I am glad that you're here hanging out with us. Ethan, Matt, Brad, all of you guys are absolutely fantastic. I have the utmost respect for every single one of you. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't ever give up, and don't ever listen to the hate that might come at some point. You know, it happens. But guys, I spend so much time on TikTok seeing every single one of your guys' content. You son of I'm being positive. You know? I'm just kidding. So, but seriously though, seeing you guys all day long, it makes me laugh. The different content from different people, it's amazing. You guys are all absolutely fantastic, and that goes for everybody in the chat too. Talon Bricks, Inferno, Parker, Cool Guy Dom, Brick Smith, Brick Blaze, Jack. You know, everybody in there. Everybody is amazing, and everybody stay positive, stay happy. Okay. Yes. So
love you guys.
At 10 o'clock, we're gonna do Mandalorian until 10:30. What's that?
So
what? I was gonna say to the because people ask about, so they want us to talk about Mandalorian as we do, because they want to hear our thoughts. 10 o'clock we'll start doing that. So
10 o'clock. What time is it now?
Right. For me it's 9:53.
Yeah, we can do that. At 10 o'clock, we can start talking about Mandalorian.
We'll do our Mandalorian
this guy on a different time zone thinks we're going to be streaming for like 3 more hours.
Yeah, it's like almost 8 in Utah.
Hey, me and Todd, we're in the same
Sure.
Well, we're going to talk about Mandalorian until their time, 10:30. And
I always just throw it out Eastern. I'm just like, you guys can do the math from there.
I'm the odd one. It's at almost 9.
You're Texas time, so you're like an hour behind because you're in that weird part of Texas. Because isn't part of Texas still in Eastern time?
I don't think so. Texas is big, so
yeah,
Texas is very big.
Yeah,
people don't realize how big Alaska is, though. At the same time,
oh yeah,
like you can fit 3 Texas in Alaska. Insane.
Yeah, it's
big.
It's big. It's a big boy.
That guy, what an ass. Nobody listen to that guy.
I know. Which guy?
Brad.
Oh, that guy. No, me. Not
you. I'm like, it's Brad. Brad's like, it's Matt. Well, I'm trying to figure out which one.
I said myself.
So
I know I'm a dick.
How wonderful.
Brad.
G-rated content. G-rated.
Right. I was trying to think of some kid character I could relate to. I lost train of thought. But yeah, it looks like we're going to Mandalorian spoiler time. So, but thank you, Todd, so much for coming on today. I don't know how much longer you're gonna stay during our Mandalorian talk.
I got the banner ready whenever you're ready.
Okay. There's a banner.
I'll just say thank you, and I'll stick around for a little bit and see how it goes.
Yeah, you're
just
welcome to stay.
Thanks for having me on here too, guys.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you guys on again. Don't forget to check him out on his link tree and go check out his different platforms. Hopefully we'll be able to have him on again in the future if unless we scared you off too much this week.
No, I'm happy to come back.
See, but now he knows that I know close to where he lives.
True.
Really scare him.
Yeah, if not, I'll just come knock on Zane's door and
come hang out. We'll slap up a second chair here. Don't you worry, man.
Beautiful.
I do have a question though, right before we go into Mandalorian talk. How do you think you've been accepted by the LEGO community on TikTok so far?
That's a good question.
I feel like I got
I'll take the banner down. Hold on. There we go.
I'll make it super quick. I feel like I've been gotten a very warm acceptance for the most part. Like I guess I shouldn't say for the most part. I mean, like really have. It blew up a lot faster than I thought I would. At least getting past 1,000, which ultimately was the biggest thing that I needed first. And then it's hopefully we'll get a whole lot bigger from here. But just started at 1,000 or got over that 1,000. And I thought it got a huge warm welcome. So
that's
shit.
really good.
Ties? Everybody, does everybody have a tie here? I know you do. I know.
Wait.
I don't have a.
Wait, did you go on a mission? Where did you go on your mission?
Seoul, Korea.
Holy crap, that's awesome! Everybody, get a tie right now. Everybody, go get a tie. Clip on the bow tie. Go get one.
Mine's on the top shelf. Okay, I'm getting it.
I love how we're torturing people with
We're
this.
really just running away. Oh my gosh.
It's that time.
So what's the vote?
So there's a joke. I don't know why it's our transition phase to spoiler talk. But I don't even know where it started.
I don't either. I can't explain it. I need
to go back to the first episode when I edit that.
Brad.
We started doing this thing where it's like
put these away. Give me a second.
Oh my goodness.
Our stream is just chaos. We're so unprofessional.
I think people like it though. I
do.
We're ourselves. We're real. We don't hide it.
What? Oh, that type of tie.
Oh, he got it. This tie.
Yes, how fast I slapped that on there and I freaking put it on.
Yo, what tie do you want? You want to
tie and everything. Look at that. Look at the beautiful tie on that. Oh
God.
My question is, do you want the Christmas bow tie? Do you want?
I don't have the Christmas bow tie.
Do you want the duck tie? Do you want the bunny and turtle tie? Or do you want the Korean? Or do you want the bedazzled Korean pastor tie? Because that's
awesome.
Man.
I will also go get my TIE fighter as well. I thought about the TIE fighter, but then I wanted to change it up for Todd.
I got both.
Yeah, he got both.
Todd has this all beat.
Todd, you have a TIE fighter as well?
I got a little mini one.
Yeah, I got my miniature.
I got a Lego bag as my tie.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
And my tie, first order tie.
That's what I have too. I have a first order tie.
I do want to mention real quick about Xavier. He asked for me to show the Jawas, and that's kind of how it started. But that's what time it was.
That's what time it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Here, Ethan, I'll put you up here, buddy.
Oh, wait. That's wrong person.
I know, I had to move them over. But for next time, let's keep these next to the computers. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's start keeping these.
Jawas.
All right, but wait, do you have the noise? Do you have the noise ready?
Oh, dude, I have the noise ready.
All right, you ready, guys? It's tie time!
My tie broke.
Wait, yeah, where's the noise?
It's gone too long. There it is. Okay. And then.
There we go. It's Mandalorian talk time.
It's Mandalorian.
a TIE pilot.
You're 5 years old.
It matches our personality. Matches the name now, Stud Buds.
Oh,
Guys, we're all studs wearing ties. Oh,
True. I'm not.
I was too
why?
lazy.
Why?
It is the beautiful Star Wars Christmas tie.
That's
beautiful.
All right, guys. So it is at least one of my favorite segments of the show where we get to talk everything Mandalorian and Star Wars. So, as always, this is Mandalorian spoiler time. So if you have not watched the newest episode yet and don't want to be spoiled, please step out. Just for your own sake.
Yes.
Because we are courteous like that, unlike most people on TikTok.
Hey, I try to be courteous.
No, you're good. It's the people who are like, spoilers, and they're showing the clip of the episode, and you're just like, great.
At the same time.
That happened to me like 4 times, and so I was like, fine, I'll just watch it. Because at first I was like, is that really how it goes? Like it felt kind of cheesily edited, the little clip that I saw. And I was like, that can't be real. And
which also, we have more Mandalorian controversy. Well, not really big Mandalorian controversy, but it's some really stupid Mandalorian stuff that's come up. And as it's turned every episode now as we're talking about this. So,
is there anything this week? I didn't think anything happened this week.
It's kind of huge controversy. It's people being stupid on the internet. That's what
it's Boba Fett, not Boba Fett.
Oh, I did hear that.
Well, that's not what I was talking about, but
that's the one I saw.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's like almost 60 years old, and he's
leave the man alone.
Yeah. All right, so
here we go.
Just to let you guys know, again, spoilers, as we always say in the bottom, spoilers just so that people can get out if they want to. So, we had an amazing episode this week. We got to see so many cool things. And I just want to say, Matt, you were wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Little happy dance here.
R.I.P.
Little happy dance here.
Rest in peace, Razor Crest.
Yes.
He'll get a new one.
Matt! What in the hell?
I can promise you it's not broken. I can promise you it's not broken.
Right there. I'm still going to kill you, though. I'm still going to kill
I can tell you it's not broken. It is all in one piece.
Wait.
Just like Chuck his Razor Crest. I'm just
it's all in one piece. It's all in one piece. I promise.
Matt, you could have done that better. I'm disappointed. You could have like spiked it to the ground. And you went,
That was better because then I don't have to rebuild it now.
True.
Yes, the Razor Crest. No. Don't encourage his actions. He will do it again. Don't.
Dom, thank you. I love Dom. He makes me laugh.
Just yeet it.
I mean, for starters, $130 is down the drain. Anyone that's a little bit pissed about that they already destroyed the Razor Crest? Like,
I'm a little sad about it. But at the same time, think about it. Like, the fact that there's Boba Fett and Mando on the Slave One. Like, I love the Slave One.
True.
It's so weird and goofy the way it takes off and lands and stuff. But including that into it is just mind-blowing in my opinion.
Yes. And so I'll be honest, so Matt said last week we weren't going to get him. And I was like, okay, we're going to get Bounty Hunter.
I was pleasantly surprised. I will admit. I was wrong. I will be the first to admit it, but I was pleasantly surprised.
So there was a bunch of things that are highly well noted for this episode that we should talk about. So for starters, we got the Razor Crest gone, which
depressing. Replacement?
A little bit depressing, but I think it'll be interesting how they replace it. So Ethan,
he'll get a U-wing just for you, Brad.
Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, how they get a new. I think it'll be very similar to that.
Just
I feel like that's going to happen.
Or Guardians of Volume 1, I think. If they get a new one.
Yeah. Volume 1, he destroys it and he gets a second one from the ship.
Yeah.
So the Rebellion will give him a new one.
I want to say that, but I also want to say it's a toy marketing strategy. They want to get a new toy out there. So it's going to be something a bit different, I feel like, because they're going to want to make another set for it. So we have to spend another $40 this time to get a new one.
Although my predictions have not always been correct, I have a theory. Well, it won't happen now, or it will because nobody believes me. But maybe, what if Boba Fett and him become best friends, and he gives him Slave One?
I don't want him to give him the Slave One.
I'm honestly skeptical of my own theory, being that Slave One was his dad's ship. He's not going to give away his dad's ship.
I do feel like I kind of see that happening, but I also am just like, I don't want that to happen.
Unless Boba Fett gets killed.
So,
Ethan, no.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
Okay, but here's another thing. So Boba Fett has had more lines in this one episode than he has had the entire series of
And
Clone Wars.
he was the best. Okay, I'm gonna say it. He was a complete badass. Like,
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to get
in
to
the
that.
show.
Okay, so people were complaining that how fat he looks, which is like, what the heck? Like,
He's
so
60 years old. Like, come on.
like, yeah, someone was like, did he eat his way out of the Sarlacc pit? And I'm just like, that's stupid. Like, that's so stupid. And actually, without the armor, he doesn't look that bulky. It's just with the armor on. And it's like not even a
and
problem.
the dress thing, the cloak
Yeah.
thing. I do think that they should have gotten rid of the cloak thing.
I think they're
and had
going to.
just
He
full, maybe. And like he was in a hurry, threw it on, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
he put it on like 5 minutes.
I do think that the cloak thing was a bit odd. I didn't like that twist with it, but I do like it. Part of the episode, fighting people, throw it on, boom, they go. But the fact that he like whips it open and there's his leg, and he's like, "Woo-woo." I mean,
I think he's Nomad Boba, right? I think
Yeah.
he's been hanging out with the Tusken Raiders, like I said last week.
yeah.
And I think that he got that gaffy stick from them, and I think they trained him how to fight with it, if I'm being honest.
Get out of
Can
people
I
with the
just
gaffy
say,
stick.
I love that scene where he's going with the gaffy stick and just like destroying how, like, it's what we
Dragging
got.
it on the ground.
Yes.
Like it's
It's what we
horror
got
film.
from the armor. It's what we got from the armor in the last season. And I love that fighting style where he's like grabbing people. Like it's very martial arts, but it's also like you see the helmet shattering to pieces.
And
Oh,
you see
kinda
the
like-
effects of it. They actually zone in on it and focus on the wreckage.
Mhm.
And that's not something we get in Star Wars. Like we don't really get R-rated stuff. Like okay, remember the like episode 4, 5, and 6 when stormtroopers got hit. It wasn't that much of a thing that happened.
No.
But like, I loved it how he's just like we're just smashing people with a gaffy stick, and then he gets his armor and he's going through and wrecking these people. Like he grabs the one guy, pulls him in, shoots him with the laser guns. Like it's.
And then when he has the armor for the first time back, and he's just completely annihilating. Just he's got those the knee pads that shoot stuff out from him. Crazy.
You knew
stuff.
that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing.
Unless
I didn't know that was a thing,
edited.
but I'm so
I
glad
don't
they
know.
added that.
Yeah.
Well, so he
would-
was so in tune with his own armor
Mm.
that he.
Well, it shows because he's been this big bounty hunter for so many years, and they're coming back with him being, attuned with his armor. Like, yes, he was away from it for 6 years,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean he's not in tune with it still.
And we never got that in the original trilogy because when we see Boba Fett, he's never. I mean, okay, let's just be honest. The films were made a long time ago. They didn't have the quality that they do now, and so they're able to actually do cool stuff. And it doesn't look like Boba's just like jetpacking off, and he looks all awkward. He actually looks really cool.
Mhm.
I kind of think they base it more off Django than Boba from those two films.
Yeah, and the way he's like moving around in it, I would
Yeah.
agree. But what I'm saying is, it's
Yeah.
so nice to have such a detailed look at Boba's armor because it has a lot more markings on it. I feel like.
Yeah.
Although I'm going to be honest, I'm going to point out a flaw in the episode for all you Clone Wars fans out there. If you watch Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the episodes with Boba Fett, like Lethal Trackdown, I forget exactly what it's called. I'm having a
I think I
brain
know what you're
fart.
talking about. Yeah.
If you guys know, let us know in the chat. Where he puts Django's helmet on the Republic cruiser and he tries to kill Mace Windu by putting a bomb in it, and he blows up the helmet. That was what we think was Django's helmet, but in this episode, I don't know if it's retconned or not because he does say that this armor belonged to his father before.
Well, and in the end, it shows the coding of it, and it actually shows the entire coding.
Yes.
I think the helmet maybe was just a kind of knockoff Mandalorian helmet he found.
Could
and
be.
I think because it never looked like Django's helmet. It looked like the Death Watch helmet that we always had seen.
I mean, that's from an animation perspective.
Yeah.
But also, I think he got a new helmet, but I think the armor itself was the same.
That would make sense.
Because he had the knockoff Beskar that got the dent in it.
Yeah, that's why he had it. Yeah, that's why he has the dent in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we get from a Cad Bane episode that was never released.
Yeah. Well, doesn't mean it's canon, but it's
Yeah.
canon in our hearts, I suppose.
Yeah.
In our hearts, I suppose.
But So another thing I want to point out this episode. So I've been talking about this for a bit, and I think I talked about the last 2 episodes. I want to see the Empire start transforming into the First Order, and I think we got a little thing of that.
Yeah, I
Did
think
you guys,
they do.
Ethan? You noticed that, right?
Yeah, they've done a good transition to Empire to First Order so far. With
so did you guys see the ships that landed? If you look at those closely, those look exactly like the ones that the First Order uses. Maybe a few versions earlier, but it looks like we're starting to get to that point. And that is what I love, is we're starting to get to that point where you start seeing that tiny. Also, the mortar trooper, that was awesome.
Yeah. So we got Inferno Trooper with the flamethrower, and now we got
Red
Mortar
armor.
Trooper. Yep.
And then Mortar Trooper with the yellow, and it looks amazing. For any mock builders out there, I think this episode did give a really good mock that you can build.
Oh yeah.
But that was awesome. So I love seeing that tiny, a little tiny thing to the First Order, getting Empire to First Order.
I don't mean to burst your bubble, but in my mind, I think the Empire has always had that, considering these are the remnants of the Empire, and I don't see them making any new ships at the moment. I honestly get the vibe that Moff Gideon's out here on his own, because the rest of the remnants of the Empire are in the unknown regions. They're gone. I think Moff Gideon was left on his own, and I think he's got his little cohort of Imperials left that he's starting to run, and they are staying in the regular galaxy that we know of, and they're not off with everybody else, with Snoke and all those guys.
This is just a thought, but what if Moff Gideon works for Thrawn? I don't know.
That could be true.
It could be.
It could be. I don't know. I don't really know how.
I see Moff Gideon as, just like I said, being on his own thing, considering my theory is I think that he's honestly trying to bring about force sensitivity, not only in these Dark Troopers, but in himself.
If you get a close look at those Dark Troopers, we did see those in Rebels. They're the exact ones that Thrawn is fighting in Rebels, for those who are big enough nerds to notice that.
So maybe that is a connection to Thrawn, then, that we're not seeing. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
They're more advanced than that, but yeah.
What about the Darksaber? What do you guys think about him showing Grogu the Darksaber? And what do you think Grogu's feelings about it are? Like, do you think he's seen it before, or do you think he knows of it?
I don't think he has seen it before.
We've seen lightsabers.
We haven't gotten the High Republic era books and comics yet. Those take place prior to Episode 1 and everything that we've seen so far. Since the Old Republic is no longer officially canon. But I think
the Darksaber was stolen way before Episode 1.
Yeah. I mean, so was the High Republic. That's the time it's set in. I think there have been similar lightsabers to its design, and I think he recognizes it as a lightsaber. I don't think it's a part of his history.
Because Pre Vizsla had it. That's the first time we've seen the Darksaber was from Pre Vizsla.
Clone Wars. And in Rebels, they explained that Mandalore the Great, who once, I think, had trained as a Jedi, who broke off, I could be wrong, went off and started his own cohort with the Mandalorians.
He started leading Mandalore with the Darksaber. That's what I always got.
Yeah, and then they attacked the Jedi because they were constantly at war with them.
Well, I don't know. Wait, no. How it happens is, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It's.
I'm not 100% on the history. I haven't looked at that episode from Rebels in a long time.
I used to go through and just watch the Mandalorian episodes from Clone Wars and Rebels.
That's fair.
Because I love, if you guys know me, I love Mandalorians. Like, I collect Mandalorian minifigures because they're my favorite. But yeah, I think we've gotten some.
What did you guys think of Tython?
I want to build it.
That was cool. That was cool. I kind of want to just build a ring though with Grogu in the middle. But also, did anyone else? I know some of you guys have watched Jedi Fallen Order, but if you look at it, it kind of, and I know I sent you the meme about this, Matt. It kind of looks like the save rings that you do in Jedi Fallen Order. It's like the same symbol.
The checkpoints.
Yeah.
Well, here, Todd, I know that you're not really into the show. I'm sorry, Ethan, just really quick. But Todd, have you seen any of the trailers or have any idea of what The Mandalorian is?
Do you like Star Wars at all, Todd?
Yeah.
Confession time here. I have never seen anything Star Wars related.
What?
Ever.
You said you didn't know much about Star Wars.
I know. There you go. You got it for the first time.
No, that's awesome though, because we like having other perspectives on this show.
Yeah.
That's the point of bringing guests on, and personally, I love that. So you think we're probably like crazy out the wazoo talking about all this stuff?
He's like, guys, I built the Saturn V rocket. I'm an engineer. I don't talk about Star Wars.
It's another nerd level.
No, I actually, honestly, it doesn't really weird me that much that you guys talk about it like in so much detail. I think it's really cool. It's just intriguing because it's fun to keep the perspective. I'm trying to go as long as I can by not watching any Star Wars stuff, and so it's fun to just like see, okay, this is the whole culture, this is how the people interact, and this is how like these are the things that like interest them so much. And
will you ever watch it?
Would I ever watch it? It'd have to be for a pretty big reason. So
okay, Todd. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna come over to my house. Right? I'm gonna give you a blessing before we watch this, so you feel safe, and then we are gonna watch it, and you're gonna love it, and then we're gonna become best friends.
Sleepovers.
It's Star Wars.
So what's gonna happen is we're gonna say if you get to 10K, you gotta watch an episode of Star Wars.
Oh, it's gotta get bigger than I don't know. It's gotta get pretty big. See, I am an anomaly right here. I have never seen any Star Wars. I've never seen any Lord of the Rings. I have never seen any Harry Potter. I have never read any of these either. And
why?
So part of it,
my mind is so blown right now. It's not.
I know.
How do you collect the like? So do you collect Star Wars and Harry Potter Lego or?
Okay, so I'll make this super quick so you guys can get back into this. But
go for it. We're intrigued.
No. There's a reason why I haven't seen any of it now. So when I was younger, my parents just weren't super interested in it. And parents also had a rule like obviously no PG-13 before I was 13 type of a deal. Sure. Once I turned 13, it still just hadn't interested me, so I never watched it. And I never read any of the books related to any of these series. I mean, I know Star Wars isn't a big reading one, but like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. Never read any of those. And I told myself, I noticed something when I was younger that I had to get all of the sets of the full collection of things that I'd watched. And so I decided then I wasn't going to watch any Star Wars because I was going to want to collect all of the Star Wars sets. And so to be able to keep an investment sets, I was like, I'm not getting into Star Wars and I'm not getting into Harry Potter. And so that was part of go on. So what I have decided is like something big. I don't know what, I've still got to decide, but when something huge happens, I will go back. I will go and watch Star Wars. I will go watch Harry Potter. But
so you separated your emotion from your rationale in buying and selling. I can appreciate that.
And then now, I've gotten to a point now where I'm like, there's very few people like me that have not been in any of those big pop culture things. Like that is what makes an American type of a thing.
Bruh.
And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I understand a lot of conversation, not quite to the point of the detail you guys are going to today, but like I can hold a conversation a lot of times with people about it, and they never know. Just because
like that was crazy. I can't believe that happened. They're like, I know, right? Yeah, man, that's freaking nuts.
It's funny because I understand the Harry Potter thing because I didn't watch Harry Potter until I was like 16 because I got to 13 and I was like, I have no interest in watching this. But then once I did, I became such a big Harry Potter fan. So I do understand that level of it where you get to a certain, like you're not allowed to do something until a certain age, and then you get to that age, you're like, not really for me. Like I could care less.
Harry Potter, I was very similar with too. I hadn't watched it until like a month ago.
Same thing. I'm the same thing. I probably watched it at like 16.
You guys all hurt me so bad. Okay, Todd, have you at least seen Ghostbusters?
Yes, I have seen Ghostbusters.
Thank you, Lord.
What about Marvel? What about Marvel stuff?
It's not that I've never watched anything. I've watched all the Marvel. That's part of why I collect Marvel and stuff. But like, so I do have some.
Todd doesn't watch any movies.
Matt, Brad, and Ethan have never seen Ghostbusters.
I'm Amish. I'm borrowing my friend's computer right now.
Wait, then how do you do TikTok?
Someone else records them.
Hey, if I don't have to touch the phone, then we're fine, okay? Oh my gosh, that's
crazy. You blew a lot of people's minds. I'm reading the chat right now. It's crazy.
Well, it's funny too because you talk about the level we go into it. The reason we have this little segment is because we love getting into the little things of like connecting Star Wars lore and talking about all because that's the stuff we love about Star Wars.
Thanks, Talon. We'll see you, buddy. Thank you for coming to hang out.
Thank you for coming out, Talon.
Take care, buddy.
So like that is like part of my culture and like how I get to know people is I'll start talking to them about Star Wars or something, and then we'll become good friends off of that. Like, I just use pop culture highly to make friendships, and it's so funny to me when I hear someone who's like, "Oh yeah, I've never seen Star Wars." I'm like, "Whoa, okay."
What about since you said Lord of the Rings, I like Lord of the Rings too. But have you guys watched the extended version of the Lord of the Rings?
Ethan, I was homeschooled. Of course I have.
I don't have the time to, Ethan, because I didn't grow up with Lord of the Rings. That was something I watched later on in high school.
I think I watched Lord of the Rings before I even watched Star Wars.
I didn't do that, but I watched it pretty early.
The extended version of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings is where it's at. But I like Star Wars as well.
See, the thing is, I know every homeschool I know have watched extended of like, and since me and Ethan are both homeschool, I understand, like, we're homeschool. Like, I understand that. So.
Todd's knowing too much right now. He's learning way too much about all of us.
Oh, it's good.
It's that and the Princess Bride. Those two movies, like those two things. I know everyone who's homeschooled has seen those two things.
What's cool about the Princess Bride?
I have seen it. I don't understand everybody's hype about it, but I have seen that one.
Super cheesy.
It's one of them.
Montoya, you killed my father.
It's just the lines from it. It's just the lines. That's all
I didn't see that until college.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I watched that one when I was younger, and I forgot I didn't know I'd watched it. People are always referring to it. It's like, I've never watched it. And then somebody like, oh, we have to watch it. So we watched it. I was like, oh, I've seen this.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, it was kind of just wasn't the thing.
It's the logo. You can flip it upside down, and it's exactly the same.
It's the same. Graphic designer's dream right there.
Yeah. Like, it's pretty cool.
Wait, what logo? Sorry.
The Princess Bride logo. You can flip it upside down, and it's exactly the same.
Oh, right. Okay.
I love that. Anyways,
back to our Star Wars talk.
Back to the Mandalorian.
Okay, so do you think Grogu connected with a Jedi?
I think he did.
I think so.
Because it stopped, and I think he wouldn't have stopped unless he connected.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
is it Ezra?
Pause. If everyone looks at the background, you'll see my wife climbing on the countertop over a cactus.
Oh my gosh!
If you guys look right here, it's in my hand. Oh shit! Let me help you.
Saying, could you say you have your whole world in your hand?
I had my whole world in my hand.
Hello.
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 So I know what question you're going with this, Matt, and I know I have a theory that everyone hates, but I'm gonna go with it.
Let's hear it. Go. Do it.
I think it's gonna be Cal Kestis. Okay, this is the
I hate
reason.
that so much.
I love it though, because I think if they do bring him on live action, they just gotta bring the actor from Jedi Fallen Order because he looks exactly.
He's
like
old now in Star Wars. He would be so much older. He's not a teenager.
But they can make him look older. But he has the same voice though, and that's all I care about. That or they should just get
Rosario Dawson doesn't have Ahsoka's voice.
I don't care. I want the same actor.
Yeah, we're gonna completely dub.
Okay, for the record,
I need a ting 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 bell next time, and I can just let you two hash it out.
For the record, I think if it's not him, we should just play Cal Kestis.
Or I just thought of this now. Mace Windu.
Well, okay, a lot of people are saying that. You know why?
Wait, really?
Because now Boba is in it. So now he could have a chat with Boba when they're both adults.
Yeah. Well, the bigger thing too is Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know what happened now after Disney, but after that whole scene, people are like, "Oh, is Mace Windu actually dead?" And Samuel L. Jackson confirmed that he's not dead, just because he's Samuel L. Jackson.
He's been for the last 5 years saying that he wants back in the role. He wants to be back in Star Wars. Would I be surprised? Yes. Do I want to see it? Yes.
See, but this, I mean, again, it's one of those things that we talked about last week. If they don't die physically on camera in the Star Wars universe, they're not actually dead. And I saw a TikTok about this, and a lady was like, in this next episode, if I don't see Samuel L. Jackson coming in here saying, whatever the heck he's trying to say, but he's like, mother effers.
Yeah, snakes on a plane, all that.
Yeah, the way he says it iconically, she's like, then I don't want it. I don't want it. If Mace Windu's mother effers, then I don't want it.
I don't think Disney Plus would do that, but I think it would be hilarious.
It would be pretty funny.
So I do like that theory. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't think it's gonna be Ezra, and this is why. Ezra, they're setting up a show for Ahsoka and Sabine to go find Ezra, so it's not gonna be Ezra. I think maybe that's how they find Ezra, but I don't think it's gonna be. And then on top of that, I don't think it's gonna be Luke Skywalker unless they bring Sebastian Stan to play him. But like,
well, yeah, that's I think that's the plan. Truthfully, that's my theory. I'm sticking to it. I said it last week. If there's a Jedi that comes in, I think it's gonna be Luke. But genuinely, I think that if we do see a Jedi, they're gonna be like, actually, no, he's yours, and then they're gonna give him to Mando.
Mm-hmm.
Or kind of like in Rebels. What?
Random Jedi.
Yeah. Oppo Rancissus.
It's gonna be Jedi Bob. It's
Jedi Bob,
guys. Yes. But I would love to see Cal Kestis on the live screen, just like they brought in Ahsoka on the live action screen. I'd love to see that with the same actor. I understand that might not happen. I understand that's a very big possibility that wouldn't happen, but I definitely think I'll be honest. I didn't really like Jedi. I thought Jedi were cool, but they weren't my favorite characters. They weren't really that cool to me until Jedi Fallen Order. Cal Kestis made Jedi cool for me. Like, he was the first time I was like, I love Jedi. There's no Jedi in Clone Wars.
Todd looks like he's over there doing homework while we're talking.
He's a diligent young man.
He's like, I got time for this.
I'm just taking care of business stuff. So
and that works. That works. I've done that actually before.
Good way to put it.
But like what was I gonna say? I love, like, in Clone Wars and Rebels, there was never a time where I was like, I really like this Jedi more than these other people. I always like clones or side. Like, I liked Hondo more than Jedi because he was like one of my favorite characters. Like, the only time I liked the
hello, and welcome.
I would love to see him in live action. If they could bring him in,
into
Galaxy's Edge. Go to Galaxy's Edge.
Would be the best place to bring just like a side episode where he just screws with Mando the whole time. It would be absolutely hilarious. And then him interacting with Baby Yoda would be absolutely hilarious. With Grogu, my bad. But
the child,
he's
Brad.
Baby Yoda is okay.
Yeah.
In here, Baby Yoda is okay. We like Baby Yoda.
I'm just gonna say I would love to see Cal Kestis because he was, when I started playing Jedi Fallen Order and like just him as a character, I loved his arc. I loved the character, and I'm just like, he's my favorite Jedi.
You have a personal
just how everyone wants to see their favorite Jedi come back. I'd love to see that. So,
Todd, what about you? What would you like to see him come back?
I'd absolutely love to see him come back. If it means more money in the Star Wars Lego community, yeah, let's bring him back.
Get him in there. Ethan?
Watch it be like a character that's already died in the Clone Wars, like Coleman Trevor or someone.
Jango Fett. Saw him off that balcony in episode 2.
Yeah. I also, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense now.
Pong Krell from the Clone Wars.
I would act. That would be.
He's dead. He's dead.
I know. They put a bull
in the back.
Robot chest.
I think you should just highlight Jar Jar Binks, guys.
Yes.
Let's go.
Jar Jar, throw Jar Jar in there, please.
Before episode 7,
Jar Jar.
Well,
J.J. Abrams say you're going to see like the bones of Jar Jar Binks somewhere. Like, he was just like, I'm not bringing Jar Jar Binks back.
Oh, JJ. Well, in a way, okay, I don't believe this.
Who the heck Jar Jar is?
I don't believe this.
I know he's a hated character. That's all I know.
he gets too much hate. I mean,
true.
Misa Jar Jar is cute.
Guys, I've got the worst peanut gallery behind me with the worst comments.
Oh god, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so at the end of the episode,
right. You're just passing gas over there.
I'm like, there you go, guys. Look,
that's why you keep muting yourself.
There you go.
At the end of the episode, Grogu is doing some dark side force choking of the stormtroopers. What if he did not choose the light side? He actually chose the dark side and is headed down that path.
That would be that. And that's why he wants the dark saber, because he wants to take it for himself.
Well, he likes shiny objects. We all know this. But like, okay, I can understand that theory right there.
It's not my theory. It's just something that I'm sure people are talking about.
I've seen it.
I think every Jedi goes into hate, for at least a little bit when you're that young, I think.
And for the record, like, he got kidnapped away from his father. Like, of course he's going to have hatred in him right now. Like,
anger to get everything he can to get out, right?
Yeah. And
yeah.
I've seen some theories, like the reason that Luke didn't kill him, Anakin didn't kill him was because they sensed the dark side in him, like, and all that stuff. And I'm just like, I don't believe that Disney would go that route with
No,
him.
he was taken from the temple. He was hidden,
Yeah.
much like Luke and Leia were.
Yeah.
I hope we get backstory of that too.
Yes. I feel like it's not gonna be next season though.
Yeah.
But you know what was funny though? I saw this. It was this meme, and it's Yoda saying that scene's like, "I'm going to exile, I must," and it's like, so I don't have to pay child support. Like,
See, I've seen somewhere it's like Anakin walks into Baby Yoda's and he's like, "You don't want to go to school tomorrow."
yeah.
And the next scene's like, Skywalker, what are we doing? We're like, oh, this is horrible. See, I thought about remaking that with TikTok because I've got like the Baby Yoda figure and like the lightsabers and the Vader and all that stuff. It's like when Vader finds out that Baby Yoda is still alive, you know, walking in.
There's been all those memes right now. It's like when Vader finds out he missed the child.
Exactly. He finds it.
I have seen some really cute fan art. I'm not gonna lie. Baby Yoda as a youngling in the temple. It's so adorable. I'm
A little bitty lightsaber.
it's
That
great.
hat, that youngling hat that they all wear.
Yes, but so yeah, what I was gonna say though is like we got some really cool stuff in this episode. I absolutely love the fight scene. The fight scene was everything. I loved getting the slave one come down. I wasn't expecting to bring it back that soon. So I'll be honest, when the slave one started coming down, I freaked out.
Me too. Oh my goodness.
I was so happy.
Did you think that he was bounty hunting Grogu for a second? That's where my mind went immediately.
Yeah.
I had seen the clip on TikTok before I saw the episode of Finn's like, I want my armor back, and so I knew that was gonna be the plot.
Oh, you were spoiled.
But it wasn't that big of spoilers.
I figured he wanted his armor. I figured that was his main goal, but in the process, he had found out how much Baby Yoda was worth, and he was going to try to get both, in my opinion. Like even when they were first talking, I figured he was going to make a deal with him to get his armor back, and then turn around and take Baby Yoda to take him for the bounty. You know,
because he don't care about anybody.
There, because we talked about last week, Matt. Your whole thing was like, oh, maybe he's the wise individual now.
I like my theory better.
He doesn't want to fight anymore. Wrong. Maybe
I was wrong. Yeah.
But then he came in all hot and heavy out of nowhere. Like he had been following him for a cool minute. We didn't know. Yeah. So the fact that he came in hot, I genuinely figured he was going back to his ways, wanted his armor, wanted to do the bounty hunting and take it all.
And can I just say, we got an answer to a question from last season. Yes. We find because everyone was actually there was a theory that was Boba Fett too, and I was really happy that we saw that. Of like that actually being confirmed that he saved her and that so I was really happy that they brought her back because she was a good character.
She was a good character, Brad.
She was destroyed. Like she was kicking butt. I did kind of not like that she was destroying people like that, but also she is #1 Imperial like assassin. So I was like, okay, it makes sense. Like because they talked about that.
Interesting. Matt, what's your opinion on this?
I forgot what I was even going to say.
Can I just say I did have one big pet peeve about that whole. I loved the fight scene. I loved everything about that. Two things. Two big pet peeves. Why the hell did he leave his jetpack laying around?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Why?
Well, that was the point. Yeah. They had to have the story end up the way that it did. I think that obviously, if someone has a jetpack on their back, they're a bigger threat than someone who doesn't, right? Because they can do what pretty much they can go wherever, they can outmaneuver you pretty easily. Yeah. So that was the point of why he put it down. He didn't pick it back up because he didn't have time to. Everybody got there right away, and he was running back and forth all over the place like a chicken with his head cut off.
His arms. He could have brought it to him at any point.
I know he wasn't thinking. Emotion changes your judgment.
Why did he take his ship instead of flying up with his jetpack though? Why did he take the slave one up when he already had his jetpack?
Because they were going to pick him up so they could get out of there, I think. Was
yeah. So they could hurry up and move.
I'll be honest, I love that scene. I love seeing him in the slave one again. It was making me like that episode was my childhood fantasies coming
Todd, you gotta watch it, man. You gotta watch it. Like even if not the movies, just watch the show.
Man,
he doesn't have that emotional connection that we do, though. We grew up with it in a different way. But I still think that you should be cultured. You should definitely.
We have a thing called nostalgia.
True.
I'm gonna have to hit some pretty big landmarks before I get there first.
What do we got to get you to? What do we got to?
What's it take?
I don't know. Let me think about it.
Okay. 50, you get back to us.
1,000. Okay, so
come back on the show and tell us.
We bring him as a guest. have that answer ready for you.
Okay, sounds
next
good.
time. But keep in mind when you do come back, if you want to come back, that question
I'll come
will
back.
come up.
We're okay.
And you know what? Oh, Ethan. Do I need to put you in timeout? Oh God.
Hey, at least he speaks his mind, man. At least he speaks his mind.
Yeah, he's out for a minute, guys.
I gotta punish my child. I gotta punish my child. He's not behaving. We had circumstances, son.
Here, to top off that, so not just Star Wars, what landmarks would it take to watch Star Wars, Harry Potter, and Lord of the Rings? There's 3 landmarks. So what big 3 things?
I will think about the landmarks and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay, think about it. That's what I mean. More to think about.
I did have one other pet peeve about this episode. I'm
Well,
not.
hold on,
Can I go first?
Yes. Sorry, I know. There's so. I want to talk to you guys.
We need to get Ethan to say something too eventually.
Everybody just turn and look at Matt really quick. Everyone just look at Matt. Let's all turn sideways and look at Matt.
I'm not even sure Ethan really watched it. He's not saying much. I think he's an imposter too. I've at least admitted my imposter.
He has my Disney Plus. I know he watches it.
So this is more of a character development thing.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I'll face this way. This is more of a character development thing. Don't you get the vibe that Boba is kind of a changed man in a way?
I
Like
do,
he does the honorable thing to help Mando and take him around and kind of be in debt to him for like giving his armor back. Also, my pet peeve, and you guys can talk amongst yourself. I'm just bringing up a point. Yeah. My pet peeve was, and Brad, you might have been going there. We might have hit the same pet peeve.
Probably
why didn't Boba get his armor from Cobb Vanth?
Yeah.
It was right there the whole time.
He could have beat the shit out of Cobb Vanth in a heartbeat.
Dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't actually my pet peeve, but yes, I do agree with that one though.
I do agree with that. Ethan, did you have anything to comment?
Okay. So the Dark Troop. This is just me as a mock builder. I would have loved to see that basically that Reno with a stone in the middle. I want to see some action with the Dark Troopers, and we'll see it later.
At least fight with them.
I wanted him to have his jetpack on, and I wanted him to like fly up and have like a battle in the air with his jetpack and that would have been cool. And then his jetpack would break, and he would have a hard crash, and that would kind of create an emotional feel because like his father, he's like a father to Baby Yoda. He would have tried
the back and
he would have tried anything to save Baby Yoda, and he failed. And it would have been more of an effort. That's just me.
Yeah. And Ethan, I'm pretty sure I saw that on a meme. I think you just.
I'm convinced you didn't watch the episode, Ethan. He's convinced you didn't see it.
So what do you think, though, guys? So at the end, Mando, he was really upset. He found the little ball for the.
That was a very emotional moment.
He was very emotional, but at that moment, he was like, "The kid's gone." He just kind of like felt like I lost, and then that's when Boba Fett's like, "No, it's not over because I'm going to help you." And do you feel like Mando was kind of emotionally giving up at that moment, or do you think he was just like broken and he would have continued, or do you think he was actually like upset, crying? He lost the Razor Crest. He lost Baby Yoda.
Oh, he lost everything.
He lost it all like that.
I think Grogu mattered more than the Razor Crest to him, and that's what it symbolically meant. Him picking that ball up out of the ashes.
But can I just say though? One thing is coming true from a prediction. I did say that he's going to be teaming up with some people. It wasn't the people I thought he was going to team up with, but he's getting Boba Fett and the Sniper, and I'm more excited about that team up than anything. I'll be honest. I want to see them in action again when they're at full strength.
Guys.
And you guys did predict as well that Baby Yoda was going to be taken. You did predict that.
Yeah, we all knew he was going to get taken.
Todd, you weren't there yet, but those three, they did. Hands down. Todd, we know you're in stars. Yellow's a bit sus today, guys. Yellow's a bit sus. But you guys, bravo. I got to give it to you guys on that because I didn't think it was going to happen this soon, honestly, and maybe if at all. But you guys knocked that one out of the park. I got to tell you.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we're going to see Thrawn. I think he's going to be the thing at the end that's like, that, what do you call it? There's a word.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
I don't think it's going to be Thrawn either.
I don't think it's going to be Thrawn.
I think it's going to have to all do with that Ahsoka show.
Yeah. I was going to bring it up. Guys, they have the Slave One cockpit done. We're getting a Boba Fett series.
Yeah.
Like, all these
Mm-hmm.
different websites are talking about it already. All the same websites that broke all the Ahsoka stuff, the Bo-Katan stuff, all that has already been like talked about, except it hasn't been released for like they're officially doing it yet. But they got the cockpit done,
And they got the
people,
actor.
yes, and people were reporting that this was actually not for Mando, but for that series instead. But it's for both, I suppose. So we're gonna figure out what happened that time.
In that movie, like, what if
Is it before or after the Boba Fett?
I'm pretty sure before.
Okay,
Before
that
Mando.
makes sense. Yeah,
Before Mando.
that makes sense. Because it looks like he's got a lot of scars, which is probably from the Sarlacc, but maybe from other things, other events.
That's what I'm thinking. So, but if he lost his armor, I mean, I guess would his show go up to the Sarlacc pit and then continue from there in the Mandalorian, or do you think it would cross over to where they could use that kind of an episode from Boba Fett's point of view and his perspective, chasing the Mandalorian down to get his armor back after the Sarlacc pit and the Tusken Raiders and learning all that stuff? Like, I feel like it starts before, but I feel like there's a crossover point where they could do both sides of, like, this side is the Mandalorian right now, which is what we're seeing, but then
go past it.
We could also see, Boba Fett coming out of the Sarlacc pit, selling his armor to be able to stay alive, seeing all the people take his armor, finding it, scoping it, getting mixed up with Mando, kind of like a side mission type of thing. How Mando keeps having these side missions with people we have no idea who they are.
Yeah,
some type of a thing.
I think something will happen like the Empire. He didn't like the Empire in this episode.
Which was cool to see.
Yeah.
Which I think, I wonder if he feels betrayed by the Empire in a way. Ooh. Like, I don't exactly know how, but
bounty hunting is just a job.
Yeah. And
True,
I think
he was pretty loyal to the Empire. I mean, like, he was just bounty hunting, but he was there quite frequently. With the Hutts and with Vader and all them.
I also kind of wonder if now that the Empire's not in control, he's not like voting for them anymore. Like, he's just like, he did jobs for them because that's the big money maker in the galaxy.
I think the line, they're back. That line when he's flying in the ship, I think that says a lot. Like, holy crap, I didn't expect that. I don't think that he was necessarily ever loyal to the Empire. I think he just saw it as like his big win for money. It's like if Todd gets a mega sale on Bricklink, but he hates the person that bought the Lego from him.
Yeah, but he got a huge sale, but he was happy about that.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I think if we
there you go, Todd.
I think if we do get
I understand perfectly.
Boba Fett show, I think we're not going to see the actor in the armor. I think it's going to be just like Mandalorian, where it's going to be a stunt double and someone else. But for the voices and when they take the helmet off, it's going to be him.
Yeah.
So
they can do anything.
I'm so happy to have this character back. But like Ethan, I think it tends to be the people that bring these characters back, Darth Maul specifically, are the same people that have to kill them off. They have to bring the character back in and then end it.
Give them a good arc. Give them a good arc.
Yeah.
I truly do. I wasn't gonna say that he dies, Ethan. I was gonna, because I don't want to be wrong again. But I'm gonna side with you on this one and say
I do agree.
I think he's getting Slave One because of that event.
Yeah,
I think he will die. I think it'll be an honorable death. I don't think it'll be like,
shit,
he just got shot and now he's dead. I think it'll be saving Baby Yoda or something dramatic. Something.
I think it's gonna be what we get with Darth Maul again. It's, I mean, not that type of thing, but it's gonna be a good.
Mace Windu kills him.
But okay, so I want to go to my biggest pet peeve of this episode. Those drop ships cannot hold that many stormtroopers. I am sorry, as someone who loves that type of detail, just drop in 2 more ships. I don't care.
It's like a spawn point in the video game, Brad. Yeah. They just keep respawning.
I'm sorry, but that kept bothering me. I was like, that's like 200 guys they just killed off, and there's more coming out.
I think 22 is the exact number. I think is the number of clone troopers in episode 7. But I'm not sure. I could be wrong.
Yeah. But I did love that whole episode. I mean, I'll be honest, this is up on one of my top favorite episodes now.
I agree.
Because it's not even just we got Boba Fett back, because he's such a great character, and I'm so glad that they're getting him out of that kiddie version of episode 6, because episode 6 was supposed to be a kid's movie. So that's why he got such a lame, let's call it a lame death. So I think they're fixing it. I think
just a heads up, both Fetts have died from jetpack errors. you know.
True.
That was my point last time. Why would he want it back?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he was kicking butt in that armor, and I very much appreciate how they treated the character. They showed what he should have been like, what he should have been like in Star Wars. And I get people say, like, so I was seeing some videos. It's like, I was like, Boba Fett is one of my least favorite characters, and I was like, I think he's gonna become people's favorite characters, especially now after this episode.
I agree with you. Sorry, go ahead, Brad. I'll wait till you're done.
But yeah, I was gonna say, going back to how much I love this episode. I love this episode because I love it when they fight stormtroopers. It's what I always loved about the Empire movies. Like, I love them fighting the stormtroopers, more than the battle droids, because at least the stormtroopers actually. I don't want to say they put up a fight, but there's something behind that more than the droids. So I love that. I love that we got that. I love that we got. It's kind of like King of the Hill, I guess you could say they were trying to do, or like defend the flag with like Grogu on the top. Like
they're talking about the cartoon.
No, I was talking about just like King of the Hill and like just like the game. They're playing that game. So I do really. I love this episode because of that. We got so many iconic things in here, and it was just such a great episode in general. The whole fighting scenes were so well done, and I just was like I just was enjoying those. So Zane, you had some stuff you want to talk about.
I forgot.
Was about
my mind is so ADD. I'm sorry. I was reading comments too.
Yeah,
I was kind of pulling the Todd, doing a little research. Just great guys. Yeah.
I just want to let you guys know it is 10:50. I don't know.
Yeah.
What your thoughts are?
I want to end here in like 10 minutes.
Okay. Is your mom needing you to go to bed, Matt?
She is in the other room actually, but like you, I am saving money. I'm not spending money on rent. I am currently living at home and taking the risk of trying to be self-employed. So here we go.
Literally everyone you live at home but me.
You have your own home.
Does it count if this is my parents' second house and I rent from them? Does that count as being at home?
No. That counts.
No, he still pays rent.
Here, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So, okay, it's your parents' home, yes, but do they make rent cheaper because you live there?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same price I'd pay though for like anywhere else for student housing. So,
okay. So if it's the same price as student housing, no, I don't qualify. But if it's like they knock off $400 because it's you, and it's just covering the basics.
It's like cheaper for what I have for space wise, but like I would have to pay the same for student housing rent somewhere else. So
I'd call it you have your own place.
Yeah.
I would say that. Because I lived at one of my in-laws' renting houses, and it was significantly cheaper than what other people would be paying. So I would consider that living at home.
Also, since this is a Lego podcast, I'm going to bring it up. I think if we don't get set out of this episode, it's a missed opportunity for those lander vehicles with new Boba Fett, new sniper lady, whatever her name is, I forget. Maybe a Mando.
I don't know the actress from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, yes,
even
know when. I remember her name.
Where there's the rocks surrounding where Baby Yoda is, like I feel like that could be like a little sphere out of Legos, and I feel like there's a ton of things that they could do with that. A playable.
I want a Stormtrooper battle pack.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they did a Stormtrooper battle pack with Inferno or Mortar Trooper. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't mind those becoming minifigures. Like, because we kind of got Inferno Troopers. If you ever got the Battlefront battle pack from back in the day that had a red Inferno Trooper with
I wanted that one so bad.
As long as it's a U-wing, and I'm good.
A what?
A U-wing.
As long as it's not a U-wing.
I mean,
those landing craft, I agree. I wouldn't mind seeing a set with those, some stormtrooper, like a stormtrooper, and I'd love a scene set from this. I want more scene sets, but knowing them, we're probably gonna get maybe a landing vehicle, or I don't think they would redo the Slave one and re-release it. But
I just want a new Boba Fett figure. I want the sniper one with the armor, Ming-Na One's character.
Yeah.
I think that would be great.
I want them either the Marshal or that. I'm sorry, we got to get one. They have two kind of Jango Fett characters on this season. Not Jango, Boba Fett characters, like using that armor. I want one of those characters. We got to get one of them.
Yeah, they should have done it in that $30 set, I think.
Yeah,
but already 3 figures for $30 set.
See, I don't think Lego had known that Cobb Vanth was going to be in that episode based on like. I don't think Lego gets all the spoilers.
Yeah.
I think they say you're going to build this vehicle, you're going to build that Tusken Raider, put the bowcaster in it, and then they didn't even show a hut in that episode. I don't even believe. So I think Lego just used that design from episode 2. They did?
What? Wait,
They
I don't.
did, I think, because they go to their camp, so they show something. I can't remember. I'm gonna rewatch all the Mandalorian soon. So
I haven't seen it in a while. Wasn't he eating? You gotta watch Mandalorian, Inferno.
But it still hasn't told us how he got out, though.
Oh, very true.
He's got armor and a bunch of gadgets.
There's a quick thing, because I kind of feel like they were pointing to this. In the first episode, they talk about a Sarlacc pit. And they talk about the crate dragon eating a Sarlacc pit. Or
maybe the crate dragon killed it, and that's what saved Boba?
Because I think Boba was like cutting his way out, and maybe being killed helped him get out of there.
That'd be a good all-around plot.
Sure.
Boba Fett has a bunch of grenades. He could have easily just held it and boom, and he would have survived. Left scars. But that could have.
I think the scar was from or like stomach acid. But like, what if the crate dragon was like, those two things were fighting, and it kind of punctured a hole enough into its stomach where he was like able to climb out of it, or he was maybe unconscious in there, and the Jawas pulled his body out, raided his armor, and then left. So
left him for dead. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't think we're gonna figure it out in this series. Even I think it's gonna be until the Boba Fett series when we get it, because he already said kind of like, "Oh, I stayed alive," blah blah blah, when he helped the sniper woman live, and so
my hatred made me alive.
Here's a thought: do you think that Boba Fett is completely Boba Fett, or do you think that he has any robotic parts or limbs that are hidden?
Completely.
I think he's completely whole.
Well, because he put her together and saved her, but maybe he might have something that's been done to him to help him. Maybe he lost a limb, but yet made it somehow still. I just think you only saw one leg, not the other leg. That's very far-fetched, I'm just saying.
His knees are robotic since it's something.
It's all metal pins.
His knees. Todd's obviously on the different windows and pages, not even looking at this. When he's like this.
Yeah, no, you can. I'm not judging at all. I understand.
I don't care either.
This is.
I applaud him for hanging around.
Everybody. That's all I gotta do.
The thing is, I enjoy listening to it, and so it's like, if I hop off, I'm just gonna be listening anyway. So I'm just staying here.
It's like a podcast that you would listen to with your ears, not only your eyes.
That's right.
But yeah, so I mean, because I want to start wrapping up here. Predictions for next week. I think
gotta bust Mayfeld out.
Yep, that's it. And I was really surprised that it didn't just cut off with the Empire's back and like them talking about the deal. I was really surprised that they went to the planet, and so I think what's going to happen is they're going to break him out, but it's going to be some of the old crew coming back to help with that. It's going to be some people that we've seen before, Cara Dune and some others to help out.
I don't think Cara Dune, but I think we will see the rest of the crew potentially with Mayfeld, like that Devaronian with the two horns sticking out, or that Twi'lek that ran with them. I think those people we could see again.
Guys, okay. I gotta tell you,
who's gonna die?
It's kind of embarrassing, but my brother and my wife are eating lipstick.
What?
Oh, is it good?
Are they doing okay?
They're actually eating it. My wife's like, "This smells funny," and he's like, "I don't know. Does it smell funny?" And because we had COVID, and so our smell is like taking a while to come back. And Lana's like, "Oh yeah, it smells super fruity," and she's like, "Well, taste it. Does it taste like?" And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna taste it."
I'm pretty sure that would hurt you.
He tasted it.
Okay.
Wow.
Sorry, ADD moment, guys. But I can't help it.
All good. All good. All good. What are we talking about?
Our prediction.
Who's gonna die?
Predictions.
Who's going to die?
Boba.
No. Oh yeah, I think it's.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yep.
I kind of. In my opinion, it's just like Maul. They're not going to bring him back to kill him off immediately.
It won't
I
be
hate this.
Next season.
Next season would make sense, but I don't think it's going to be this season. I do think we're going to have, maybe if they bring in some bounty hunters from the last season, some of those people might die.
What if Boba's like, I know some people who could help, and all of a sudden we see Dengar and IG-88, and all these other guys come in with Boss, like the old crew.
But they could, but I like you said, I think Boba's
I don't think it's
past
gonna happen. I'm just joking, but
Yeah.
I think he's past that, Matt.
And he probably doesn't. He's probably still not in contact with them anymore since he was thought dead.
Yeah,
But-
nobody
But I
knows
would
he's
love
alive.
to have him bring in some bounty hunters.
I'm just trying to throw some
Yeah.
wacky theories out there. That's where I'm at tonight, headspace wise.
out of
What
curiosity.
if he gets hunted? What if they find out that he's actually alive and they all come for him?
I have a better question.
Ooh.
Matt, you might remember this. Did Saz Ventress die?
I can't tell you. I didn't read the book, but I know what happens at the end of it. And I'm sure there's people in this chat who. Okay, big Clone Wars spoiler. Get off of here if you don't want it. Get out. Yeah, she does.
She died. What? What?
Just kidding. He said maybe you don't want to know.
That's in the book. though.
It's in the book. It's in the book.
Yeah.
It's not
Except
finished in
canon,
Clone Wars.
Dark Disciple, right?
That's canon though, right?
With Quinlan Voss. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna ask. I was trying to think of characters from like Clone Wars that he did bounty hunter jobs with that they might bring back.
Or a Sin got pushed off a cliff by Beckett, apparently.
Yeah. There's not many characters I can think of that are still alive. Maybe Hondo.
Hondo.
Yeah.
Hello, Baby
For the
Yoda.
record, there's so many characters that could connect to Hondo. It's like, yeah, like
Hondo knows everybody.
Yeah.
He's best friends with everybody.
I was just trying to think if there's any characters that he could bring back because of being a bounty hunter and having connections. But I think we're gonna get I think for the final, they're not gonna bring in new characters. They're just gonna bring in old characters, some that we've seen already in the show.
Well,
Maybe a couple X-wing pilots, some stuff like that. Like
I'm glad that in this episode, so I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but every episode has been new character, side mission, new character, side mission, old characters, side mission. It's got a point. It's heading somewhere, but like every episode has been character mission.
They were dragging their feet for sure.
Right there. They were dragging their feet, hands down. Yes, they were outplaying it. The frog person, Ahsoka, everybody, blah, 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 blah. But this episode took Boba Fett and put him in this episode, so it wasn't the same. It changed it up. It had Baby Yoda actually using not just a little bit of force power, moving something. He was very aggressively using the force.
Avatar state.
Avatar state. Yeah, he was straight up getting into it. It's like when they say, "Hey, sorry, we only had 8 chicken nuggets left, not 10." Right? That's what happened. But like he had that. It had the dark saber. It had Moff Gideon. Had the dark troopers. It had Boba Fett. Had the sniper lady. It had the Razor Crest. It had stormtroopers.
Dream come true.
Border trooper. There was a ton of stuff in 30 minutes, and
short episode as well.
It was short. It was very short, but I think they did a good job with the time that they had, and they changed everything was heading this way with Baby Yoda, getting him where he needs to go, and then it went. We already knew it was coming, but I think they did that transition very well from trying to get him to his own kind to, oh shit, now we got to save him.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, once they left him alone on the rock, I knew he was going to be kidnapped.
Well, of course. I mean, somebody's going to get there. My thing was, I was curious if someone was going to try and shoot through that, or if someone else is going to get kicked out like Mando did. But then as soon as he, the whole thing went down, and he's like, oh, I'm tired again. I was like, oh, okay, great. Now someone's going to come.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the title shouldn't have been what it was called. I was kind of.
It was a spoiler. It felt like because you're on the edge of your seat the whole time.
Baby Yoda's gonna get taken with the title. Yeah. I think it should have been called. I don't know.
I don't know. That's the name.
The Return or something like that.
The Boulder.
Something ominous. Yeah. Okay. Last 2 thoughts from me. First, I don't remember what the first. What was it? Oh, well. Okay. I don't remember what the other one was. But okay, last thought for me. This is only the first part of a 3-part arc. So how exciting is that? Let's keep that in mind. I think we have so much left to discuss in the future in the next 2 episodes of this season. I wish there were more, but it's going to be epic and I can't wait. I can't remember what the other point was. Oh, yes, this actually put it in my brain. And I was thinking this a little bit when I watched the episode. So Boba had a father figure in his life that he genuinely looked up to. How is that going to be different? How is that going to differ from how Mando is a father figure in Grogu's life? Is that going to have any sort of play into the story as a character of evolution for Mando?
Here's a broad spectrum. What if in the end, Boba's the one that ends up taking Baby
No.
Yoda. You don't think that'll ever happen? You think Mando's
No.
gonna stick with it?
They have that connection.
I know that they do, but I mean, like, what if somehow Mando can't take it, or something's going to happen to Mando, and Boba's got to be the one to take him to protect him till Mando can come back? You think that could ever happen?
Possibility, but I don't think so.
I really don't think so.
It's a far fetch. It's a big stretch. I know.
I could like understand where it's like a cliffhanger where he like Mando's taking prisoner or something, and Boba has to save the kid with like on the slave one. I could see something like that happening. I agree that could be a thing that happens, but I don't think. I think
it's a far-fetched idea for me.
I think Mandalorian is such the main character of the show, and they're trying to keep that they're not going to have him disappear.
Yeah, but will he die in like season 5? Because he's not in the sequels. I mean,
I don't think we needed to see him in the sequels, though. I think he lives. I think Dave Filoni is a storyteller. He always has said, even in Rebels and Clone Wars, all these people are like, so how does Ezra die? So how does Ahsoka die? So how does Rex die? He said in interviews before, I don't like the idea that a character has to die just because we don't see them. I think they get to live on their own story until death comes to them.
And I think with the sequels focus on such a small part of that, like where was Mandalorian during the Empire? I don't think that's going to be during the First Order phase either, because like he probably did show up to that final battle, but the Clone Wars said that Jango's dead.
Everyone's got to read it.
I already read it. No, he's not lying, because Almec in the Clone Wars was the one who said that Jango was just a bounty hunter, and I don't think he necessarily would know that. I think it goes deeper.
Oh.
Yeah, and for the record, though, they did add on to Jango's lore because everyone's like, "Oh, he's a Mandalorian," But then at Clone Wars, they're like, "No, he's not."
Mm-hmm.
We found out he was a Mandalorian, but this was
foundling.
He was a foundling, but he wasn't. He was kind of part of. It sounded like Death Watch groups, but they kind of pushed him out of that.
Was Din was in Death Watch.
Yeah. I mean, you can see that when he's saved, but yeah.
Well, Brad, what are your final thoughts about it?
I think we had a really good episode, but I agree with Matt. We're gonna have a 3-episode arc here, and it's gonna be a I think we're gonna have an emotional roller coaster, but I think there are gonna be some badass moments throughout. We got some amazing team ups. Yes.
That's the finale.
I don't think that's gonna happen right away, but I think we are gonna get some cool sword, because they did say that there's gonna be some epic lightsaber battle stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
What if the sword fight goes badly for Mando and they have to escape, and the ending cliffhanger is that they fail their mission to get Grogu back?
I wouldn't be surprised. Because now that the show's so set, I wouldn't be surprised if they do a big cliffhanger like that. Also, I'm excited, though, because even if he loses the staff, he can still use his armor, and I want to see more fighting styles like that.
Yeah.
Where like how he was taking on Ahsoka the last
I think that as a fighting style itself goes with the spear staff thing. I think he can block and hit.
Yeah.
Can I just say, though, I want one thing for him to get is the shield that Mandalorians have, where they do that thing and this little shield that comes out. I just want to see that in live action. I'm not that's a little side thought, but yeah. So I think we're gonna have some amazing stuff coming, and we don't even know what's gonna happen. Let's be honest.
We have no idea.
I think we've gotten past every trailer moment.
Yeah, we have.
We have no clue what's about to happen. So
the Mandalorian could maybe you can get some more like armor, like had some gadgets and stuff. Maybe I don't know.
Keep upgrading.
It takes him somewhere where he can alter his armor. Maybe
or he goes back to the armor.
Yeah. He can go and add more features to it. Because I mean, Mando has a lot of things, but apparently Boba's got things that we didn't even know were possible with the Mandalorian.
Yeah, Boba's got style.
Boba's got style. He does. That's a very good way to put it. He's got style.
He's a bounty. I guess they're both bounty hunters, but
they
have a lot in common.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe that's something they could bond over. Maybe it's like a filler episode next. He goes and like upgrades his armor, goes and does some stuff like that, gathers some people before the big fight.
I don't want to see this though. I don't want us to see another training mission where he's learning how to use the staff like a weapon. I'm sorry, but we've gotten those in Rebels.
I don't think we're getting that. Unless it's in season 3.
We've seen that so much in Star Wars, and I'm like, I would rather not have that.
Yeah. So. Unless they have like a 30-second montage of that.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Ethan, final thoughts.
I'm hyped.
Was that it?
Zane, final thought.
That can be it.
I'm super hyped for it. Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm sure I'll think of something later.
Text it to
What
me.
what if Ahsoka is the one that baby Yoda is called to, and I don't know.
I like that idea, but it's just with everything that we've heard on the other side, I would be surprised.
Yeah.
Or where's Bo-Katan going to be?
Is Bo-Katan gonna come back and help Mando do this mission?
I'd like to see that, but I feel like
I doubt it.
Actually, no, wait. That might actually be a big possibility because she was looking for the Darksaber.
Oh.
It's
I didn't think about that. I didn't. Oh, yes. I would love to see, like, we get like a 7. Like, I don't really want 7 people. I'd rather small, but it's like a 7 group people, like taking on like just that
the A team again, the same as season 1.
Yeah,
like but way better.
Zane, final thoughts.
I absolutely love the episode. The fact that we saw so many different things in one episode to just hype everybody up, get everybody excited. The battle scenes, actually see Boba Fett and some of his true potential that we never got to see before. Baby Yoda's force capabilities at such a, I mean, I guess he's 50, but in his world, you know, his body, it's such a young age. You know, his capabilities are so advanced for how small and in his world young he is. I think that was amazing to see the Dark Troopers. Just the things that we got to see in live action in this, besides Brad's, you know, their dropship things. I mean,
no, that's not even a big problem. I was just like, you know, it's continuity errors to me.
I think it was amazing.
I've
said it from the beginning. I think The Mandalorian is a great live action show. I never thought it was going to even be this good. I was really skeptical about it, but every single episode, even the filler episodes, I can't get enough of. I just want to keep watching, you know. So I love it.
And for the record, that's how good this episode was, is that I was that nitpicky with it, of just like that little detail. And it's only because I'm a film major and continuity errors and stuff like that. It's just, to me, that's a continuity error I see a lot in Star Wars. And I'm just
I agree with you. It's just like if they're shooting a gun in a movie and they don't ever have to reload anything. They just fire and fire. Like it's 6 shots, you know,
like
revolver,
it's the same thing with
12 shots in it.
Yeah. It's the same thing with Boba Fett hack. Where do you get another missile from? Didn't they keep, like, they've used it a bunch of times. So it's like,
oh, but in the process, he could have gone to his ship, and I mean, we didn't see him for a minute there.
Yeah, that's
what
I
could have had some in the Slave 1. You could have had that.
He could have had it like under his clothes, like, and pulled it out. Yeah,
Ready
like I would be surprised if he found one. So.
Or this jetpack automatically makes new ones.
It constructs them internally.
That's the best way to get out of this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, guys. So it is. We've been going for 2 hours and 7 minutes. I think it's time that we call it.
One more thing. How long do you think it's been since the first chapter?
What?
Not a long time.
Like in the timeline. In the timeline.
Yeah,
how
like
long has it been
a year and a half
series so far?
Yeah.
I think
a year and a half. A year.
A year.
Don't
over
think,
a year, I think.
I don't think every season's a year because of how long it takes. So.
No.
Well, he was in
but going from different planets to different universes and stuff like that, I mean, time is different.
Yeah.
They haven't ever really explained that in Star Wars, even in the novels and comics at all.
Yeah.
It's just kind of there.
I base it on Navarro. So much has happened on that original planet that we see with Greef Karga and Cara Dune since season 1 even. And she assumed her role as being like the official marshal with the resistance. There's been so much that happened in that time frame. It has to have been a year.
Yeah.
A year or two, yeah.
So, all right, Todd. Well, I know you've been working hard over there.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, Todd.
I'm finding deals on Facebook Marketplace.
Yes.
So don't blame you.
All the time.
You keep buying up them Legos. You keep being awesome. Make some great TikToks for us to watch.
Oh, thanks.
Todd, you were absolutely amazing. It's been tons of fun. We learned a lot about you, and we absolutely hope that you come back and see us again. You know, talk to us out of here. Join the Discord. Talk to us on Instagram. You know, everyone who's still here, go follow Todd. If you still have your link tree, throw it up in there really quick before we.
I still don't know how to post it. You're gonna have to.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna put out some final thoughts here for all of them. Yes. So thank you, Todd, so much for coming out. This was absolutely amazing. I'm so glad we reached out to you. Thank you for sitting through our nerdiness. Awesome talking to you about Lego. I always love hearing people's stories about their Lego adventures. So that was really cool.
You like magic?
Back me every time.
No, we're not from Australia, from America, but thank you.
So just a reminder, we have a Discord server out. That is in my link tree, Zane's link tree, and I'm pretty sure Zane's link tree is in his YouTube stuff, and it's definitely in Ethan's. So click on that. Go to our Discord server. Yeah,
I'm doing it. I'm working on it. I'll do it after this. I forgot the password login to my link tree. Or I'm doing it right now. So I gotta work on that.
What's your dog's name? And when were you?
Apparently, I answer those questions wrong whenever I type it in, so I don't understand what the deal is.
I do the same thing every time. Every time.
My code is the exact same on everything.
If anyone gets his, tell everybody.
You're gonna get hacked.
I have a similar thing, but because I'm a computer major, I know how to change it up enough to make so I can't get hacked. Okay, but yes, go join our Discord, please, guys. If you want updates, if you want information on what's happening, if you want to enter questions, all of that is going to be right there. It's also going to be a nice community, just like my Discord and everyone else's Discord, to do stuff in. But if you want all these updates on what's happening with Stud Buds, there's so much stuff going to be happening there. Every time you guys are going to be able to figure out where we're posting the different, doing the different channels, what channel we're going to do that week. So please go do that. And also please go subscribe to everyone on the panel, including Todd on TikTok. Go follow everyone. It really helps us out.
It does a lot.
And not only that, but we're trying to create. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I posted our Discord in the chat right there. So if you guys want to click on it, come hang out with us. Like Brad said, whose page is going to be questions, all kinds of stuff. Just go check.
Not only that, we're trying to make like an amazing community of all like-minded Lego fans who also might like Star Wars and talk about all your thoughts and theories.
He's watching Star Wars, whether he wants it or not.
I'm going to talk about those milestones. I'll let you guys know.
But
we'll put it on the TV over here, and he'll just happen to watch it in the background. When we talk Star Wars, he's zoned out looking at the TV.
Yeah. What order does he watch it in?
Mandalorian.
I have my own order, but you guys would probably be weirded out by it.
I go original 6, and then the first 3.
No, 4 and 5. Flashback to prequels.
That's what I'm saying. That's it.
You cut me off. You cut me off, Ethan.
1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2. Clone Wars. 3 of the last season of Clone Wars.
No.
And then that is actually, I've actually been watching them like that. And then you go from there, episode 3.
Not for a first time.
Yeah, no, for a first time. Going to an order.
4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. And then if you want 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, if you want. I mean, Luke dies. No one cares.
But yeah, so we're going to be trying to do a lot more stuff. We're going to have other content coming out for you guys. But this is the big thing that's happening right now in the Discord server, so you guys can get updates on what is happening. And when we go live, we'll post immediately to announcements.
And where it'll be.
Yes. So that people kind of don't get confused. So we're super excited to do that. We also have a few more guests lined up, including some big popular Lego TikTokers out there that I know a lot of people love watching.
Use your imagination.
There's not a whole lot of them.
True.
It's Lego Boy 15926.
But yes, guys, thank you, Todd, for being here today. And everyone else, and Zane, if you want to exit it out.
Well, I agree, but thank you guys. Thank you everyone in the chat for hanging out with us. Thank you guys. Thank you, Ethan, for the lovely magic, Matt for the baby Yoda, Brad for the comedy. Thank you guys so much. You guys are all amazing. Stay positive, stay happy. And like Brad says, what's your little saying? You say, don't forget to break up to the next level.
Yes,
that's Brad's little catch thing. Always break up to the next level.
Don't forget to be awesome.
And Ethan, that's Ethan's is don't forget to be awesome, and mine is always stay positive, guys. Okay,
Block
guys.
out the hate.
Peace out. Haters. All right, guys. We'll see you.
Have a good one. Bye, guys. Thank you for coming out. He didn't end the live stream.
He just laughed. He hit end for him, not the live.
He can't leave studio. He didn't end it. We're still live.